And this is the Rebels' first home game. It's exciting to see finally be at home, get our first home game going, and we are off.
All right, kick deep. And the Sabres are going to run it back. Across the 10, 15, and
large hit right about I think that's about the 16 or 17.
Yeah, that was an incredible hit. Looks like number 25 with that hit. That is a Mark Taglio.
And I think that's what you want to see from the Rebels. I remember I've kind of been on the Rebels kind of have this smaller Facebook group of all the players and some of the staff in it. And they were saying, hey, let's kind of like what you were saying, what Coach was saying, let's let our actions on the field really show what's up. And that's what we want to see from the Rebels from the first play.
Yeah, I think what Mark was trying to say with that hit was, hey, you caught it back there. You probably should have just taken it. Don't let me get at you like that because I'm going to let you know how I feel about it.
And it looks like the Rebels are going to run on their first play. And it looks like a gain of about 2.
Excellent. Yeah, and it looks like that's going to bring us to 2nd 8 with the Sabres having possession of the ball on their own 20-yard line. And so for all of our East Coast viewers, we do want to give you a warm welcome from Tacoma, Washington, up in the Pacific Northwest. This is the game of the week, and as Christopher mentioned, it is the first home game of the season. And today you will notice that there's going to be a lot of pink on the field. That's because it is the Cancer Awareness game and week. So thank you so much for tuning in, our East Coast viewers.
And Gavin Vradenberg with a pass to looks like a player's shins. So quick third down for the Sabres in their own half. I'm thinking we had one run play. The Rebels really engulfed on that. Had another pass. We'll see what coach has got lined up for us here. The Sabres need something if they want to at least have some form of opening statement in this game. Lining up about almost on the 20. Passes directly into the secondary and is incomplete. Looks like number 25 is a little upset for missing that interception. That's Mark out there again, just getting in the mix. And Brian Gardner was the target on that reception, and he is, you could say, expressive for nothing, but gives the official a handshake. Says I'm just being passionate. It's the rivalry, right? You want to see these guys excited. You want to see them energetic, right? They're ready. They've been waiting for this game all week. The Sabres are coming off of a week off, and the Rebels with their game last week. So this has kind of been building, as we've said. We're dropping back for the first punt of the day. Looks like
deep.
Good distance.
Deep kick.
Rebels might not be prepared for it. It might hit, and it's right.
It has gone out the back.
That's what you want to see from a Sabres kick. They are hyping up their kicker.
That was quite the kick. that was about almost an 80-yard kick.
Almost an 80.
About 70, 80 yards in the air.
So we'll see what the Rebels have drafted up on offense for their first offensive drive of the day, starting on their own 20.
That was a pretty impressive display by the defense. We got to see a little bit of that in games 1 and 2. I know last week the defense was incredibly tough, not allowing, they were effective all across the field, but especially in that red zone, they become tough like steel.
And I think it'll be exciting to see what the Sabres can draw up defensively, because in both of their games that the Sabres have had, they've only allowed 6 points. So this Rebels offense is going to have to try to find a way to penetrate that defense to get something started. What looks like they're still at the 20-yard line with a gain of nothing.
All right, yeah, so it looks like we are 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 11. And they're lining up on the ball. Again, we have the Rebels in possession of the ball at their own 18-yard line. The snap, fall back from our quarterback.
Long ball.
Pass.
Can it get there? Yes, it is.
Goodness.
It's going to go into the end zone. That's a Rebels touchdown on the second play of the drive.
Yeah, that's Corey Klingberg. Wow, very impressive reception right there. Very impressive pass. Very impressive catch. And then from there, it was just smooth as butter. Just ran
Zach,
straight into the back.
Zach, this is what we saw in the Rebels' first game. They were targeting Corey Klingenberg multiple times, and this is kind of what you want to see from the Rebels in a rivalry game. You want to see that quick punch in the throat and see like, hey, we're here to play. This is my home turf. With this being the Rebels' first game, they want to establish that home team dominance, and that is such an exciting thing to see if you're a Rebels fan.
Absolutely, and these players know that this is the game of the week nationally. They know that the other teams are going to be watching. So these guys want to perform at their absolute best, even beyond what they've displayed this season so far. And I think that they're doing that within the first 2 minutes of the game, scoring that touchdown. What was that? The second? Sorry,
that was
the second
down.
play?
That was second down.
That was the second play offensively of the game for the Rebels. And we see them go long for the touchdown.
And that is Corey Klingenberg's third touchdown pass, as the officials call that no good on the point after attempt. But Rebels with a quick lead here with 12:54 left in the first quarter. It's exciting to see that the Rebels came with a game plan and they executed it. I would say perfectly. The first play obviously probably didn't go really to what they wanted, but perhaps it was a way to keep the Sabres off their own game.
Yeah, and I did also get the opportunity to chat with the offensive coordinator, and he mentioned that this team is one of the best teams that he's ever worked with, and he has a long career. He's been coaching for 38 years, and he mentioned that this is the best staff that he has had the opportunity to work with. So it's not just the staff, it's the team, and it's the culture that's coming through in their teamwork, and they view themselves not just as individuals, but as a team, and they move as a unit.
I mean, I think you're seeing that right from the, like you said, culture, right? We're seeing this coming from the coaching staff, from the organization of the Rebels as a whole, and trickling down to the players. They want to establish this, not just a dominant football on the team, but a great family off the field. And so it's exciting to see that this Rebels organization is getting off to a good start here in this first quarter. And it looks like they might have the Sabres might have an answer as he's going on the 30, the 20. And this might be a quick answer for the Sabres as he escapes into the end zone. An amazing offensive start from the Rebels is almost neutralized from a quick answer from the Sabres. This is, I guess this is what you want to see from the rivalry game, is anything you can do, I can do exactly the same, if not better.
Yeah, and that looked like that was received by a number 13, Isaiah Devane. That was a very impressive run back. He cut directly through those Rebels defenders. That was an impressive display. I think that you're right. I think both these teams have gotten properly fired up. They've shook off the nerves, and we're only 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the game, and we are already 6-6 with the Sabres lining up for what looks like is going to be an attempt on a single point.
I mean, it's heartbreaking to see that probably as a Rebels. You just got so fired up and then to let that go. But I think if you're on the Rebels sideline, I think you're just saying, all right, it's okay. That means they're ready to play. You give them the same respect that they're giving them. But it looks like the Sabres going to go for 2 on this, with 3 out wide on the left and 2 on the right. Drops back looking for something. Quick pass, and that is caught and converted for 2 points.
Yep, that is 2. So the score sits at the Rebels 6 points and the Sabres 8 points. So the Sabres have a 2-point lead just that quick. This is going to be quite the dogfight, is what it looks like. It looks like it's shaping up to be.
I mean, in the first, about 3 minutes for us to be 8-6, and I mean, in the first game we had, it took a while for us to get on the scoreboard. So now to see that both these teams are ready to play, it'll be a matchup, and both teams gotta. It's kind of like you're planting your feet in the ground. You're looking your opponent in the eye, and you're saying, "Hey, I'm here just as much as you are, and I'm ready to stand my ground."
Yeah, that's an incredibly exciting couple minutes of play. We do want to take a moment to thank some of our sponsors, Toyota of Olympia. Thank you so much. If you're in the Olympia area and you need a truck or car, a vehicle, check out Toyota of Olympia. So thank you guys so much for sponsoring the West Sound Rebels. So getting back to the game, it looks like the Sabres are lining up on the line, getting ready to kick this ball off to the Rebels. So it'd be interesting to see what the Rebels can conjure up. See what their response to that last kickoff will be.
Yeah, and if I'm the Rebels, right, I want to be able to control the energy of the game. Like, that was a really quick, punch back right onto, looks like a squib out around the 20-yard line. Looks like the Rebels are just going to let this go out of bounds, and they'll probably start around the 25. But if I'm the Rebels, right, I had my big explosive plays on second down, right? I want to be like, all right, I'm ready to control this game, and I'm going to take my time on the ball. Like, they've shown that they can do an explosive play if they catch the Sabres defense snoozing. But we'll see if the Rebels can maintain that composure, because if composure isn't on the list of things to do today, this could dangerously get out of hand pretty quickly.
Absolutely, and to bring to add on to that point that Christopher just made, I think that these teams are very excited. They're coming out nice and hot, and getting those first touchdowns out of the way is going to shake out some of those nerves. It's going to get them ready to play some very fundamental football.
And it looks like they'll count a catch right about the 48-yard line for a gain of 8. It looks like anything that JT's been throwing the past few weeks just can't be dropped. That's kind of what you want to see from your quarterback. It'll be 2nd and 2 at the 48.
A quick aside about JT, the quarterback, that's, he is actually ranked number 2 nationally in passing yards. Did you know that? I
mean, I've got some of his statistics. He's got about 25 completions before this game started, as the Rebels get a quick run out, and what looks like a little bit, it's kind of like what we talked about, right? There's going to be a little bit of extra energy at the end of every play, but the Rebels are slowly marching up the field, getting that yards continuing. But going back to what I was saying with JT, yeah, about a 45% completion rating. Only 2 interceptions on the year, where if you look at the inverse of how many interceptions that the Rebels defense has, I think that's a good ratio to have.
Absolutely.
JT drops back, a quick pass out, and right above the head of Kofi Gossier.
All right, so that's going to bring us to 2nd and 10 on the Sabres 42-yard line. Rebels in possession of the ball. All right, and we have the Rebels coming up to the line, getting ready. That is a big O-line right there. Those are some big boys.
That's some chunky soup for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's for sure. With 3 out wide left, JT looking left, looking more right. He's going to take the ball and run it himself and get a first down and maybe a few extra yards going out around the 30-yard line. That's like I said, this Rebels offense they have their explosive play, and now they're gonna take their time marching up the field.
Yeah, and they're just moving those sticks play after play. That's going to be 1st and 10 for a fresh first down. They're already back on the ball. They're not taking much time in that huddle. It seems that they communicate exactly what they want. They want to come out, be on the ball quick, and not give the defense any time to coordinate.
Oh, a quick loss of the ball. Running back couldn't get a hold on it, but Adrian Allen gets a nice pounce right on, or not Adrian Allen, excuse me. Darius Ridley jumps right back on that ball to keep the Rebels' offensive drive to continue, as that running back just didn't get the hand on the ball, kind of like bobbled up. But we'll see if the Rebels can keep that composure, just shake that play off. It's only 2nd down. You're in your opponent's half. He's got 2 either side of him, and 2 out wide, 1 out wide left, 1 out wide right. Looking left, looking right. Kind of a quick shovel pass out to the 45, gets almost to the 30.
Yeah, and that was received by number 26. That's Taekwon Bowie.
It looks like they're going to mark him right at the... with the linesman marking at the 30, and that's where they're going to place the ball for 3rd down and 11.
3-yard pickup. 3rd and 11.
So, I mean, this is good. This is what we want to see from the Rebels. We want to see them slowly maintaining that composure, right? This is what we want to see the Rebels to contain. Another quick handoff in the center, and it looks like the defense tackled him forward for a gain.
It looks like that was ran by number 24, Randy Greer.
And it looks like they'll be at their own 34, or the Sabres 34.
24.
24. Excuse me.
No worries. Yeah, so it looks like the Sabre defense has kind of woken up after that swift kick to the stomach that was that, two plays and a long for the touchdown. So, and I think that this is a wise call right here.
I mean, it's the first quarter. You want to maintain that. You want to maintain that dominance with the Rebels taking their first time out of the half. Looks like a little bit of confusion for some of the coaching staff, but we'll see what coach wants to draw up on this. I mean, this is an important fourth down. Either you're trying to go for it, or do you maintain faith in your kicker, who missed his first point after attempt. But I think we'll see. But
yeah, it definitely looks like the coaches are attempting to bring a little bit more composure into this moment and allow for a little bit of time to gather their team for their best effort and their best foot forward on this fourth down.
I mean, I'm excited. I want to see one of those two options on either side, kind of what they had in their first game. They were running a lot of two left, two right, giving JT some options if he wanted to have them spread around the field, just to kind of keep that defense guessing. But we'll see. It looks like they're lining up with one on the left, two here on the near side with a tight end on the left. Got one right next to him. Looks like a little bit of confusion from a lot of the players on either side of the ball.
Ball ran by JT, number 3, the quarterback. That does look like if this is a penalty on the side of the Sabres, it's going to be a first down one way or another.
Looks like they're going to call it against the Sabres for offside. Is that what you call that? But forgive me for not knowing all of my football knowledge. But that'll be another first down for the Rebels. I mean, it's not how you drew it up. But I mean, if I'm the Rebels, I'll take it. I'll take a first down.
Hey, it moves the sticks, right? So we got a fresh first down. Rebels in possession of the ball. They're on the Sabres 15-yard line. They're lining up and they're getting ready to strike and get back on top of this game because currently they're down by 2. JT with the ball, a pass out, and through the hands of number 15,
Demetrius Rackley. I mean, it's good to see that. You want to see that little quick little easy throw up right into the end zone. With this, their first trip into the red zone, we want to see the Rebels capitalize on these red zone trips. That was kind of the story of the first game. Was there were a lot of opportunities for the Rebels that they couldn't capitalize on. And if I'm from a biased perspective of a commentator, I want to see the Rebels capitalize on their opportunities this game. With JT under center, passing the ball to number 15 to Demetrius Rackley, going for trying to get some inches into the 10-yard line.
That was a very stout group of men that he just ran directly into. Those defenders were right there and not giving a single inch as soon as contact was made.
I think he just wants to keep that defense honest. He's like, hey, you're in my way. I'm taking this ball to the house, and I'm going through you whether you like it or not.
Absolutely. I mean, Mr. Rackley down there, I like how he had both hands on that ball, and he was just driving those legs directly through those defenders. He wasn't going to give up a single inch either. We got a carry by number 24, fighting for every inch. It looks like that's going to be good for a first down. We will see what the refs... refs call it a first down, and the sticks are going to move. That is going to be first and goal, and it looks to be on the Sabres 4-yard line.
I think it's on the... That looks like it's on the 1.
It's on the 1. Oh, my mistake. Thank you for the correction. Yeah, and that does look like... Was that 25 carrying the ball?
Yes.
So that's Mark Tagliano. Sorry, can you pronounce that for me?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay, I'm gonna give this one more try.
I'm gonna let you.
Mark Taglio.
Oh, and the ball is dropped in the snap, and JT has to fall on it. This is not what you want to see from your first and goal. A little bit of miscommunication from the Rebels.
Yeah, plenty of time to work though. Plenty of time to work. They got 3 more plays to try to punch this through.
But also, if I'm the Rebels, I think I'm okay with that. You give yourself a little bit more room to breathe, a little bit of a couple extra yards so you can set up a little bit more so you're not just breathing right down the necks of the Sabres defense.
Absolutely.
But another way to look at this, I mean, the Rebels have been eating up a good amount of clock in this first half, trying to keep their defense to keep them with their energy to maintain on the sideline. As we line up on the 4-yard line, JT in the back, another high snap. Looks like he's going to try to take it himself to the end zone, and a nice hit right on this 2-yard line.
Yeah, that's number 33 for the Sabers. That was a pretty hard hit right there. I know JT wanted to get it back in there, but do you think it would have been better for him to slide in, or I think in this situation you might just have to risk it. What do you think?
I think that JT's got the legs to move and to get an opportunity like that. You as a quarterback, you risk those hard hits, but I think you want to see that almost from your leader, right, on the offense, to say like, hey, I'm here just like everybody else. I may be in an important spot, but I have the humility to go take a hit like that. As we're in 3rd and goal, another quick snap. They're going to hand it to the running back, and he's going to get to the end zone. It looks like the ball came out, but the Rebels recover and score again.
Wow, and that looked like it was recovered by Demetrius Rackley, number 15. Sorry,
I think that
number
was
11.
I think that was Corey Klingenberg again. He's got his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's quick. So we're already at 12-8 with 5 minutes 44 seconds left in the quarter.
I mean,
what do you think of that last play?
I mean, it's not how you draw it up. But if I'm the Rebels, I'll be like, it's not exactly the most ordinary way of scoring a touchdown, but it puts points on the board, and that's why you're out there on the field, right? You're on offense. You want to put up as many points on the board so your defense can have enough of a comfortable margin, if you will.
Absolutely. I definitely, I think these kind of things will happen from time to time, and for the players to be aware enough to see that ball come out, go grab it, and then turn around and run it into the end zone.
JT's got a little bit of pressure, and the ball hits the ground for an incomplete, as we'll keep our score at 12-8 with 5:44 left in the first quarter. And we'll take another second to thank another one of our sponsors, to Joel Gibson Jr. Appreciate your contribution to the West Sound Rebels organization on behalf of the players, the staff, and anyone else associated with the Rebels organization. Thank you very much.
Yes, and also to the Tracytown Movie House in Bremerton. If you're out in Bremerton, go check out the Tracytown Movie House. So thank you so much again from the West Sound Rebels for your contribution. So it looks like we got the Rebels lining up to kick the ball off to the Sabers. Sabers a little slow to get out on the field. To add on to your point, Christopher, that was quite a bit of time chewed up by the Rebels offense. The time of possession is clearly one-sided in this game at this point. What do you think? And what do you think is going to be the result of that?
Well, as we see this kickoff here, I want to see the Rebels defense, keep the ball on their own offense, right? If the Sabres offense can't get the ball, then they have nothing to worry about unless they can't get this man down for the kickoff.
Wow, that receiver seems to have some crazy legs. Right?
Either that, or he's got some butter on either side of him. They can't seem to catch him because he's so slippery. But yeah, I'll go for your assessment of having some powerful legs.
He must be all knees and elbows when he's running. I'm not sure what's happening, because it does seem as though he is running through a couple defenders when he has that ball.
It looks like the Rebels just don't know how to counter that. I think that'll be something they'll be able to talk about at halftime and try to figure out how they can stop that. But didn't happen like the last kickoff. They stopped him and they were like, all right, let's set up again, as the Rebels defense sets up for the third time today. And we'll see if the secondary can produce any more turnovers, as they have continually this season. Drop out a quick handoff down the center, and I
tried to run, and it looks like a very short gain, if any. Yeah, this defense, given the defense an opportunity to work, I think that we're going to see this Rebels defense to be quite potent when they are properly motivated. And I do think that that touchdown earlier in the quarter has properly stoked the fire of this defense, and I think that they're properly motivated at this point. I don't think they're going to be giving up much of any yards due to small mistakes.
as Gavin Vradenberg's got 3 on our near side and 1 of our far side. Drops back for a quick pass into the secondary, and it is caught. They'll call him down at the, it looks like the 46.
That was quite a smooth catch by, looks like number 22 of the Sabers.
That's John Walker.
All right, a smooth catch by John Walker.
I mean, that's kind of aggressive from the Sabers. This Rebel secondary has been really aggressive these past 2 games, and to really challenge that secondary, like, I'm going to throw this right down the middle. Quick fake hand or pass there, and the Rebels said, "Hey, I know your tricks, and I'm gonna not pretend like that was a real thing."
That was a convincing, fast or pass fake after the handoff. He really committed. He acted as if he had the ball. He threw that arm. He turned the hip. He did everything right. But that D line, it doesn't play games.
Yeah, it'll be. It's good to see from the Rebels that they've gone to camp and they've done their homework.
Absolutely, it looks like they've stopped both of these run attempts on this series.
Another quick handoff for the run. Looks like going out middle. Ooh, a big hit right around the 55 or the 45, excuse me.
Huge hit.
10-yard carry on first down, and that'll move the sticks. There is some laundry on the field. We'll see what this call is.
Ooh, it looks like, so that may have been not ruled as a first down.
I think they're calling it back. That was offensive holding, and they're going to back it up a bit here. And they're going to repeat second down.
Okay, so sorry, what was the penalty call? Did you catch that?
They called holding on the offense, and so they'll replay the second down. Looks like about the 35.
All right, good to see that sportsmanship from the offensive and defensive lines. You see that hand slap right there? That quick,
a little bit of friendly banter. Yeah. Quick handoff again from the Rebels going straight into that D line, but the Rebels still have an answer for that. Continuing this to keep this drive at right around their own 45.
All right, that's going to bring us to third and quite a bit. What does that look like out
there? And if you can hear our public address announcer,
third and 19 is about
third down. I mean, this is what you want to see from the Rebels, right? You want to make sure that you can contain that offense into a smaller area, right? You don't want those explosive plays. You want to make sure you keep the Sabres offense honest. As a wide bomb out, almost in the hands of
number 38,
that's Brian Garner. Almost in the hands of Brian Garner, but just above the tippy tips of his fingers.
Yeah, and that was number 38, Tavarius Brayland, attempting to intercept that ball, but just right over his fingertips.
I honestly think, I don't know if you're familiar with the University of Miami. They have this turnover chain, and every time there's a turnover, they put that chain on the guy who makes the interception. I feel like the Rebels should start something like that because they've had so many interceptions from that secondary and and their safeties as well. I think it'll be exciting to see if the Rebels can get hyped on that as the Sabres go out for another punt. This one's a little narrower as it's going to hit right around the 30-yard line.
Very high, very high. It looks like the Sabres are going to pick it up somewhere between the 20 and 25. All right, so we got the Rebels offense making their way out.
As we've got about a minute and a half left in this first quarter as the Rebels are setting up on offense again. I think I'm going to stick with my previous assessment. I want to see them control the clock, right? Be able to choke this time out for this first quarter and even eat into some of the second quarter. There's no need for those explosive plays if you've got control of the game. Continue to keep that control of the game. Tire this defense out as you keep going. And continue to dominate the game in every way possible. As JT's going under center with one on either side of him. Quick handoff as he's running left, trying to get on the outside of the field. Can he get away from a few defenders? He does. Stiff arms, but goes right out of bounds.
Excellent. That was ran by number 26, Taekwon Bowie. You know, it is interesting with this offense. they're dangerous with their wide receivers. 3 of their wide receivers are actually in the top 5 nationally for yards or catches.
I mean, that's...
3 of them. Not just 1, not just 2. 3 of their wide receivers. And that's just the passing game. The running backs are both in the top 5.
I mean, that's what you want to see from the number 4 ranked team, as JT is sacked in the backfield by number 46, Gavin Berkeley. That is a big play for the Sabres, and they will march the Rebels back quite a bit. That's not what you want to see from your O-line, letting someone come through and take your quarterback to the turf.
Absolutely not. Yeah, and so this really speaks to the skill of both of these teams. This entire offense for the Rebels is stacked. Like, they are deep with skill, and for the defense to be able to kind of put a stop to that O-line's effectiveness, that really speaks to their ability as a D-line.
Yeah, and JT with a quick pass out, and it looks like they'll spot it right at the 50, or at the 46 for a Rebels first down. And it looks like they're going to go hurry-up offense here with 2 on either side, 1 next to JT. And they'll call the play dead. I'm assuming a timeout.
Looks like time has expired in quarter 1.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, so we're gonna see the team switching sides. I'm gonna move the sticks and get everything all set. Awesome, and we do want to take this opportunity to thank a couple more of our sponsors. We have Harbor Life Chiropractic PC in Gig Harbor. If you're out in Gig Harbor and you got some back pain, you got some issues, you're waking up a little too stiff, you're having some mobility problems, go check out Harbor Life Chiropractic PC in Gig Harbor. We also have Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma. If you're out in Tacoma, you're looking for a dispensary, the choice is clear. Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma.
I like that. That was good.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys so much for your sponsorship and your support of the West Sound Rebels. It means the world to us, so thank you again.
All right, 12-8 with about to start this second quarter. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Rebels. We've had a little bit of an explosive first few minutes with a second down bomb to Corey Klingenberg, and then a quick response from the Sabres. It'll be exciting to see if this second quarter starts out to another fast start, or if either team can kind of plant their feet in the ground and continue to keep the momentum to be a little bit slower. As the Rebels set up on 2 on either side, 1 next to JT. He's dropping back. He's looking for a long bomb. Can he get it there? Yes, he can! That is just Kofi Gosierdes. He drops the ball, and the Rebels can land on the ball to keep the ball.
That looks like it's number 11 Klingberg again.
I mean, again, it's not how you draw it up for your initial receiver to drop the ball and then for another receiver to catch the ball, but it seems to be oddly working for the Rebels.
Corey Klingberg has been clutch not once but twice on those fumbles. Actually, he's been right there and he's gotten directly on them both times. It's pretty impressive. That's very impressive, and it's a good thing he was there for that.
Got JT and 1 left, 3 right, looking for a quick pass right outside, right around the 20, see if he can get there. And he's tackled right about the 20-yard line. We'll see where the linesman spots. And that is right on the 20-yard line. It'll be second down.
And that ball was carried by Corey Klingberg, number 11.
He's just everywhere.
He is everywhere. He really is. He's like the boogeyman.
The boogeyman. I think, hopefully the Sabres can get him out of our nightmares on this game if he's going to continue having the game he's having.
Absolutely. I mean, as you said, he is everywhere.
Got 2 out on the far side, 2 here in the near side, 1 next to JT as he's looking for dropping back. Looks like let one go in an unconventional looking pass, but another touchdown. That is Kofi Gosierres, and another touchdown. It wasn't as explosive as the first quarter, but it's the same amount of points that you want to put up on the board. That's another Rebels touchdown. Now 18-8 with 13:27 left in this first half. I mean, that's what you want to see. You want to see that dominant performance. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, this team is working very effectively as a unit. And as I mentioned earlier, I did get the opportunity to talk with the offensive coordinator. And, you know, he had some very powerful things to say. But one of the biggest things that he had to say is simply, we are one unit. We operate as one unit. We don't have selfish individuals here. We have team members who operate with we and us. And there is no I, there is no you, there is no me in this team.
That's good. I mean, that's what you want to see from our organization here with the West Sound Rebels. 18-8 with 13:27 left in this first half. You're watching the Rebels broadcast of the West Sound Rebels versus the Tacoma Sabers here on Saturday, June 18th. It's, you know, a decently cloudy day here in the Pacific Northwest. But, you know, the rain hasn't started yet, and I think everybody's kind of happy on that. It's kind of a late year for us here in the Pacific Northwest with the rain still here. I don't know if you remember this time last year, we had about, I think it was 80-degree weather consistently. In a few weeks, it was our record 115 degrees, at least in around Tacoma and Redmond. It's kind of a weird year for us weather-wise.
We've been getting a lot of rain this last week. I mean, and as you said, you know, we are known for being a rainy area, but not this late in the season.
Yeah, it's June, for crying out loud. You would expect a little bit of sun.
It's supposed to be summer.
It is. But I don't think the Rebels are complaining with the dry weather this evening, as another kickoff down to the end zone, and they'll take it for the 25 for the Sabers. Excuse me.
It does look like the Sabres may have learned their lesson on trying to take it all the way from that far back. You know,
I think the Sabres will they'll take what they can. If they can't have, I mean, they have their one explosive return, but if they're going to take the 25, they'll take the 25.
All right, so we got the Sabres offense in possession of the ball, getting in a little huddle, coming up to the line, and we got the Rebels defense already on the line, getting ready to read the offensive play. Looks like the Sabres line up with two wide receivers on each side, waiting for the snap, and there's a small fumble. Quarterback gets the ball, short pass over to number 8. Pass is incomplete.
Looks like the pass was behind him. Target on that was Stefan Juice Branham. Last names are going to kill me as a commentator, I swear.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll just call him Juice.
It was behind Juice. But again, apologies if you're watching this later and you hear your last name mispronounced. I apologize.
That goes from both of us, of course.
For a slight glimpse of some unprofessionalism. With sincerest apologies.
All right. So we got the Sabres back up on the line, on their own 25-yard line with 2nd and 10. The snap is back. Ooh, covered in defense. You know, we had one defensive player back there swinging and trying to take him down, and then we got a second one, and he could no longer dodge those defensive players. What's your analysis of that? Do you think that O-line's holding up?
I think the O-line's getting a little tired. I mean, it's only the second quarter, but the Rebels are trying to push in on this quarterback. They're trying to put pressure, I think, on this to make the quarterback make a quick decision, as he's got 3 out far on the far side, 1 on the near side, trying to look for them. They want to force the Sabres to make a play. Which it looks like they just did. Looks like about a gain of 7 or 8. But it'll be too little too late, as that's going to be 4th down.
Looks like that was received by number 3, Brian Gardner.
6-yard gain on the pass play.
Excuse me, 6-yard gain. And if I'm the Sabres, I'm not going for this. I would think
way too risky.
You're in your own half. I guess you want to try to make something happen. You're down by 10 points. But I guess coach has got faith in his offense.
Very risky, I would say, truthfully. I mean, we've seen this defense be very potent, but you know, the Sabres look to be maybe thinking that there might be a little bit of inconsistency, or
That's what you want to see from the Rebels defense. They were composure. So what you're seeing there is the Sabers are trying to hard count the Rebels defense. They're trying to get them to jump offside so they can get that free 5 yards, which it's good to see. The Rebels had a few games where they did jump on that, but now it's nice to see some discipline.
Trying to catch them on that.
Yeah, they're trying.
Right?
It's sneaky, but trying to catch them on that. So it's good thing from the Rebels. Glad to see that as they're setting up to receive, I think this is the 3rd or 4th punt of the evening.
All right, and we want to take this opportunity to thank a couple more of our sponsors, McLeod's Grill House in Bremerton. If you're out in Bremerton, you're looking for some good food, maybe a grill house, check out McLeod's Grill House in Bremerton. Thank you so much for your support from the West Sound Rebels. So we have the Sabres back on the ball, snap back, looks like we have a kick, and the Rebels are going to be receiving that ball. Ball is going to be down at the 38-yard line. All right, so it looks like it's going to be Rebels offense in possession of the ball on their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10.
I mean, this is it's nice to see the Rebels have had some composure. I mean, if you look at kind of what the Rebels, one thing the Rebels love to do, the Rebels like to score points. Before this game, they had put up 77 points on both of their opponents, and but it's also interesting to see that the Sabres defense had only allowed 6 points before this. And one of their games, they had shut out an opponent. In the other game, they allowed, I believe it was 1 touchdown. So this Rebels offense has come to play as we see a quick pass right in the center. It
looks like there's a flag on the play on that one.
It looks like they'll call receive, but it might be called back because of this penalty.
Yeah, so we'll see what the refs have to say on this play.
Looks like they're going to call a false start on the offense, and they'll come back a few yards. I feel like I caused that one because I talked about composure.
You jinxed them.
I jinxed them.
How could you, Christopher?
I know. I talked about composure and then get a quick, easy that's a fundamental, right? That's something that you do in practice every week. You try not to have false starts. You want to keep those are the easy giveaways that you don't want to have.
Absolutely, and yeah, reducing those is going to be something that goes on with the season. Absolutely. Wow, that is an incredible carry. Incredible run. That looks like it was right up into that first down marker. It looks like it's going to be 2nd and inches, though, if I'm not mistaken.
That was Tavarius Brayland.
14-yard gain on the pickup.
14-yard gain. So that is 2nd and inches for the Rebels on their own 49-yard line. All right, Rebels lined up, waiting for the snap. Here we go. Back to TJ, number 3, and the pass is incomplete. Looks like it was intended for number 11, Corey Klingberg. Just over the top of his hands. Very close, and that's going to bring us to a 3rd and inches situation for these Rebels. What are you thinking, Christopher?
I mean, that's kind of what we've seen a little bit from JT, right? We've seen a couple of those little excited passes are a little bit too high for his intended receiver. I want to see just a little bit more composure, if at all possible. That's kind of my word of the game, if you will, is composure. I want to see this Rebel team stay composed and continue to gain those yards like they are now, going out around the 44-yard line.
Wow, and Taekwon Bowie with the carry right there, number 26 for the Rebels. That was a good carry. Aggressive. We have, I already mentioned it, but we have 2 incredible running backs that both happen to be ranked in the top 5 in the nation on this Rebels offense.
But it looks like they're going to call it back. It looks like it's holding on the offense.
Oh, no. That is going to be very painful.
Another thing of not maintaining that composure. That's hard. That's a gut punch. For it to be such a gain and to lose that, but they'll keep the down. They'll stay on 3rd down as we've got about 10 minutes left in this half. We'll see if the Rebels can maintain that. But let's see if they can get that first down right around the 50-yard line. Got 2 on either side, 1 next to him.
Yep, lined up for 3rd and 10. Looks like it is a fake
JT's
run.
Got a man. Can he get the pass? Yes, but can he stay in bounds to get the first down?
Excellent. Aggressive work by Thomas Alston number 2 receiving that ball, bringing it up as close as he could to that first down. How did that look to you, Christopher?
It looks like they're going to call him short. They're going to call it 4th and 1.
That honestly looks about right to my eyes as well. That looks like a fair call. It was, and I think that, you know, Thomas Alston, number 2, that wide receiver, or that receiver, I should say, he, I think he knew that. He got pretty aggressive right there, and that's what I like to see. He was fighting for every single inch.
And it looks like they're just going to run the ball, and they'll take that first down and a little bit more. That was a great run from JT.
5-yard pickup on the keeper for another Rebels.
Excellent. Marked as a 5-yard gain for a first down. We're going to be 1st and 10 on the Rebels. Or sorry, that's going to be the Rebels with 1st and 10 on the Sabers 47-yard line.
So again, I mean, this is what you want to see from your offense, right? You want to see these slow drives to eat up some clock. You want to see this, unless it's another explosive play. There's some coverage on that, but it's your man. You guessed it, Corey Klingenberg. Like you said, the boogeyman. He is everywhere.
He's the boogeyman.
That is his 3rd touchdown of the game. It's kind of just JT and Corey Klingenberg against the Sabers at this point.
You have your back turned on number 11 for half a second, and he's right there. His hand, he must have some magnets in those hands and some magnets in that ball, because it gets close to him, and boom, it's in his hands.
It looks
Nothing
like they're
you can do.
not calling it. I think they're calling it a touchdown. That's what I saw. They put points on the board. A little bit of confusion from our PA announcer and us here in the booth.
All right, let's see what we got. What
it looks,
was there a penalty that's going to be assessed, or
no? They're going for the point after attempt. No, that was good.
Okay.
24-8. We're going to see if the Rebels can actually get one in between the sticks. As Vernon Parker lines up for a kick, and that
looks more promising.
There you go. That's what you want to see.
Excellent. So there's the 1 extra point that's going to bring this game to a 25 for the Rebels and 8 points for the Sabers. Comfortable lead right now for the Rebels. Do you think they're feeling very comfortable right now, though?
I think I'm feeling comfortable. Again, if I'm coach, I don't want to let my guys get too in their head, right? Because again, this is what we're calling a rivalry game, right? We want them to stay in control of their emotions and things, like we've kind of seen a few extracurriculars here and there. But this is what I want to see. I want to maintain my guys where they're at and be like, hey, let's just keep putting those points on the board, putting some distance. But honestly, if you look at paper, this is kind of what we expected. The Sabres had only put up 20 points before this game, and the Rebels had put up 77. Like, you don't have to guess to say that the Rebels are ready to score points. So we'll see if this Rebels defense can maintain that. But they've gone a couple drives unanswered, and I mean, from a Rebels perspective, that's what you want to see.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that, I don't think they're going to be satisfied with this points lead. I think that they're going to take their lesson from that touchdown that the Sabres were able to score, and I think that they have their guard up now. I think the Rebels have woken up a bit after that, and this is the Rebels that we want to see playing at their best.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at the whole game objectively, right? Let's pretend that return for a touchdown never happened. This game's 25-0, and you've had a dominance over the entire game, and the Sabres haven't been able to do anything, really. It was only kind of by a Rebels mistake that caused those points. I find the Sabres, I'm looking for something explosive, something to kind of get back in the ring and kind of get another right hook or a left jab here somewhere in the Rebels so they can get something going. But just as I said, I don't know if I'll run right into like 5 red jerseys is really going to do much as they pick their man up and put him on the ground gently.
I wasn't sure if you caught that, but absolutely, yeah, that running back literally got picked up and placed back on the ground before the call was, before the play was finished. Impressive display of not just strength but control by the Rebels defense.
It looks about 2nd down and 7 as the Rebels are trying to contain this.
Good run by the Sabres. Very impressive, explosive. Look like number 8, if I'm correct.
It looks like calling down 37. You said what, 38?
Sorry, looked like number 8 for the Sabres was running the ball.
Oh, that was Juice. That's our man.
That's Juice. Yeah, so that would explain the legs on that guy, because he was really pumping those legs, moving, just working his way up the field. Excellent drive by him. Sabers on the ball with 3 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side, and a handoff for a run. Looks like number 15 running the ball. Very aggressively brought down by the Rebels defense. Looks like a small loss of yards, maybe a loss of 1 or 2 yards, which should bring them to 2nd and 11.
And that was Jedediah Hayes on the carry. But again, I mean, this is what you want to see from the Rebels. You want to see this defensive composure, right? You want to maintain that. Like, yes, you allowed the first down, but you want to make sure that they get frustrated on offense. You want to keep the Sabers asking questions where they don't have answers. As the pocket's starting to collapse, and a quick they'll call it no good as a quick pass to around the 38 is incomplete. The target on the pass was Joey Peterson.
All right, that defensive player directly on top of him, just ready to smack that ball right out of his hands. It looks like this defense is fully warmed up, and the Sabers are going to be lining up on their own 36-yard line, 3rd and 11.
We want to see what Brian Gardner and co. can do on this drive, trying to figure out something to get something done as a quick pass in the middle of the secondary is hit by a few safeties, and they can't get him down.
And it looks like it was received by number 12 for the Sabers, Joey Peterson. Looks like a good game, good enough to move the sticks.
20-yard pickup on the pass play.
And it looks like we've got a Sabres player down on the field as a couple players are taking a knee there that you can see on your screen.
All right, that's not what we like to see out here. I mentioned that quick interview with the offensive coordinator, and specifically he said, we're out here, we're playing our hardest, but realistically we want to see a good game. We want to see everyone going home healthy, and we want to see the best performance out of both teams, and may the best team prevail.
Yeah, and I mean that's hard to see if you're a fan of either side. That's number 56, Austin Walker. That's a hard loss. I mean, you got to be frustrated on that one to lose a player in any form of way, right? You want, like here in the GDFL, right? We don't want to see players getting hurt. We want to see clean games and clean plays here and there. We don't want to see players get injured, but it's a contact sport. You can't really avoid injuries all of the time. But, all right, looks like the Sabres have changed some personnel a bit as they're mowing through this Rebel secondary trying to get
Juice
something.
with the ball again.
And it's taking almost all of the Rebels on the field players to stop him. I think you're right with whatever.
He's got some legs.
Whatever his leg workout is, I need to talk to him after the game because I'm gonna need some help on that one.
I'm not sure I would survive it. If his leg workout involves attempting to run through, a stacked field of defensive linemen, then I'm not sure how I'm gonna fare on that one.
I don't know if I'll fare too well either. But it looks like we've had a change at quarterback, maybe for the Sabres.
That's number 10, and an intended pass for Juice, number 8. Just a little too high, bounces off the hands. And a little bit of words between one of the Rebels and Sabres, but it looks like everything's all right. They're not out there playing patty cake. The emotions run high occasionally. A couple words are maybe exchanged.
Yeah, again, I mean, this is the rivalry game. This is our Tacoma rivalry game here in the Sound, right? We want to see a competitive game, right? It's been a little bit of lackadaisical. The Rebels have been kind of walking all over the Sabres, but if you're a Sabres fan, right, you want to see your offense putting something together on the field. You want to see, as we're quick drop back, quick pass, nice hit from, looks like that's number 43 of the Rebels. That's Cody Martinez. It's a nice quick hit to make sure, even though the pass was caught, to make sure there's no extra gain on that.
Yeah, and it looks like it was received by number 12 for the Sabres. That's Joey Peterson again. Just good enough for a first down. That will bring the Sabres with possession of the ball up to the Rebels' 31-yard line for 1st and 10.
And Cody Martinez is probably one of our best defensive players on this team with 6 tackles from last game and 5 interceptions. I believe that was from the first game. It felt like he was a player on offense of how many passes he caught from that first game against the Washington Warriors. A 6-yard pickup from the Rebels, and the Rebels are kind of taking one out of the Rebels are taking kind of their own medicine from the Rebels as they're I'm having a little.
That's all right. So that was number 50. Yeah, that was number 15 with the carry right there. Jedediah Hayes from the Sabres. Looks like he's made a little bit of a gain, and it's going to bring the Sabres up to the Rebels' 25-yard line for 2nd and 4. And yeah, as Christopher was saying, it looks like the Sabres are giving a little bit of the Rebels' medicine back to the Rebels. And it looks like there's a little bit of an exchange in the backfield. No, but everything's fine. Okay, so.
I think what it was is, did you smell? I'm sorry, completely change the topic. Did you smell that chicken when you were coming in?
The chicken?
The chicken that they were cooking down there?
It smells really good. They got some good food out here.
That's why I was kind of freaking out a bit there. I was smelling some chicken. I was like, oh boy.
That happens more often than I would like to admit.
I'm going to probably get some of that at halftime. If you are here in the Tacoma area, we want to see you at another home game here at Mount Tahoma High School, or Mount Tahoma Stadium here in Tacoma. It's a great atmosphere, a lot of fans out here this afternoon or evening, and we would love to have you out. Our next home game, I believe, is at Stadium High School I think that's July 9th. But we'd love to see you out here at a game as Rebels defense denies the 3rd down pass, and that'll be another 4th down.
And a quick aside about Stadium, it is gorgeous.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's right on the Sound in Tacoma, Washington. I believe 10 Things I Hate About You was filmed at that.
Really?
Yeah, if you go back and look, Heath Ledger and that whole group of people, yeah, they were out there. But it's gorgeous. That area is pretty gorgeous.
So again, if you're in the Tacoma area, please come join us on July 9th as the Rebels have their 2nd home game of the year. All right, looks like the Sabres are going to take this 4th down. We're going to see if they can convert on this and get in their first trip in the red zone, and they can. A catch right about the 18-17 yard line, and this will be the Sabres' first attempt here in the red zone.
Now it looks like that the advance was stopped by number 37, Braxton Seach. Nice hit right back there. That was just a very firm, a firm contact, we'll say. So it looks like there's a little bit of confusion.
No, it looks like they're going to call. Rebels are going to have their 2nd timeout of the half.
Thank you very much.
Trying to keep before that 2-minute warning. I assume what the Rebels are trying to do is try to run, make sure there's some clock management there so they can get a couple extra ticks on the board before the end of the half.
Yeah, excellent strategy for them. And quickly, we at the West Sound Rebels would like to thank a couple more of our sponsors. We have Hops and Drops in Silverdale. If you have not been to a Hops and Drops before, you're feeling some beer, some imbibement, and you're out in the Silverdale area, I would definitely suggest checking out Hops and Drops in Silverdale. Thank you so much for your support. We also have Woodridge Vision Clinic in Port Orchard. There's no reason to live in a blurry world. Why not get that HD life? Get some glasses, get some contacts, whatever you may need. They can take care of you. That's Woodridge Vision Clinic out in Port Orchard. Also, a huge thanks goes out to the Clark brothers. Thank you so much for your support, and much love from the West Sound Rebels to our sponsors. So, getting back to this game, looks like our timeout is up, and we have both teams on the ball, waiting.
And it looks like they're just waiting for the officials to spot that ball and call us. This is the Sabres' first time in the red zone. We'll see if they can produce anything as a quick pass out. Little bit of contact back there, but looks like nothing too extracurricular, and they'll call it for 2nd down.
It looks like it was just a little out of reach of that receiver But yeah, I agree. There may have been a little contact there. We'll see. Not enough for the officials to get upset over, but this is a heated game for sure, and these guys are gonna be fighting for every play.
It's a rivalry, right? Like you said, fighting for every yard. You want to see that, but you also want to see some integrity in the game. But I'll keep my personal opinions to myself to maintain that professional, neutral standpoint, if you will. But we'll continue on. Looks like quarterback's got one on his left, three on his right. Quick snap, a handoff, and the Rebels defense is there with an answer. And this will be about a loss of almost, it looks like about 8 or 9 yards.
Yeah, and that looks like perhaps the first loss that the Sabres number 8 Juice has seen today. He's been good for 5, 6, 8 yards most of the day, but it looks like the defense might have the remedy for Juice.
And that'll be the 2-minute warning, as both teams will get a little bit more time to converse on this next play here, as we're getting ready to wind down the first half. Again, 25-8 with 1:58 left here, and we'll catch you at the next play.
All right, and we're back. Looks like we have the Sabres with possession of the ball still. It is going to be 3rd and long for the Sabres in the Rebels territory. The snap back to number 10 up there?
Right off the hands of some Rebels defenders as it's 4th down. That's what you want to see from a Rebels secondary. But it was if that was a drawn up play, you might want to see going back to the training ground on that one. But
pass break up by number 25. Mark Taglio.
All right, so it looks like this Rebels defense is doing pretty good. They're getting very close to this red zone back here, and they are really wanting to keep this game under 10 points, given up for this defense.
yeah, and we'll see if this Rebels red zone defense can continue to keep it at 8 points, but it looks like receiver caught it, but did he get his feet down? He did?
Wow.
He got his feet down.
Did he wave it? Did he call that good?
Yes, he called. That's a completed pass. Wow. That was close.
Okay. Hey, their eyes are a little closer than ours.
Yes.
I would not. I didn't think I saw his feet come down, but
and it
looks like we have a couple refs on.
They're going to call it incomplete. They're going to wave it off.
All right. So we have a couple upset people. It seems like a few people are a little upset about that, but definitely, I'm doing my best to be unbiased as well. But
Turnover on down.
Yep, that's
Rebels football.
And that's where we put our faith in the stripes on that one, right? So officials the original judge called that a complete, but a quick conference overturned that call. So the Rebels will set up in their own red zone. Trying to make something happen with about 58 seconds left to go. If I'm the Rebels here, I'm probably going to have maybe 1 or 2 chucks downfield, trying to see if I can make something explosive happen. But I don't want to create too much risk.
Definitely, yeah. Not. I'm imagining that they're going to try to move the sticks once, maybe twice, and then. A little bit less time in the game, they're really going to make a attempt at getting the ball all the way down, but they're not wanting to give the ball up this far back in their own territory.
So we'll see what JT and the Rebels offense can do. He's got 2 on either side and 1 right next to him. As the umpires keep it in the way. Looks like the judge here on the near side is talking to head coach or one of our coaching staff, trying to get some clarification.
All right, looks like the officials are clearing up a couple things, and we are back to football. The Rebels are on the ball. The snap back to JT, quarterback. He sees a bunch of white jerseys. That was, I would say that was the most effective blitz that we've seen of this game by the Sabres defense today. What would you say about that, Chris?
I would say maybe yes. Credit to the Sabres for getting that. I honestly think it was the Rebels for not maintaining that pocket to keep that structure there. But honestly, now if I'm the Rebels, I'm just going to take a knee and watch this half out. There's no real need to throw it up or do anything too aggressive here with JT right on the end of the end zone and throws a quick pass out. And
calling that one unbiased, it didn't seem as though there was a receiver in that area. It looks like JT may have been under quite a bit of pressure in that moment and looked to get rid of the ball. The Rebels are in possession of the ball on their own 11-yard line, and it is 3rd and long in this case. I completely agree with you. A knee would be a very appropriate thing to do at this point in the game.
With almost 10 seconds left in this half, I think from this half, if I'm a Rebels fan, I'm really happy with what my team's produced. We've got points up on the board. Defensively, there haven't been too many mistakes. Offensively, it's been mostly consistent. If I'm coach heading in the locker room, I would say, hey, I want more of the same thing. Continue to do what you've been doing all half. But if I'm the Sabres, I'm like, we got to do something on offense. We almost had it there. It was just out of reach, right? But I want more of what we just had on that final drive, getting something, because the Sabres need something to crawl back into this game as the Rebels defense has kind of been choking out their offense there.
Yeah, and it looks,
there's a kid in the far end zone.
Oh, goodness.
I don't think that kid has faith that the Rebels are going to get a touchdown on this.
Well, he'd better watch out because we have some pretty, oh boy, it looks like.
Quick handoff here in the center.
Big run by number 24. That is a Randy Greer. Thank you, sir. Yes, that is a carry by Randy Greer, number 24 for the Rebels. Huge gain on that, but it doesn't look like it's quite enough to be first down.
Well, looks like they're going to call him back. We're going to see what the call on the field is here, but it's not really going to matter. Again, you're on your own, about 7-yard line. Your back's up against the wall. I think, again, we're going to see what the Rebels play call here is. I didn't see what the official called on that play.
So it looks like the clock actually just went from 5 seconds to 15 seconds. All right, so we have the Rebels in the huddle discussing their game plan for this moment in this last bit of time in the second quarter, into the first half. Looks like they're getting ready to take a knee. Good call. That's a good call. What do you think of that first half, Christopher?
But it looks like the clock operator didn't start the clock. The officials are waving for time to continue.
Little clock mishandling. But it's a good thing we got the officials out there because they can make that call for us. They know what is up. So what do you think of the first half, Christopher?
If from a Rebels perspective, I'm extremely happy with this rivalry game to be going like the way it is. But again, if I'm coaching the locker room, I'm telling my guys, hey, we've done really well up until this point. Do not let that scoreboard be what's going to lull you to sleep, right? You want to be like, hey, next half, it's 0-0, and I want to continue putting points up on that board, continue punching the Sabres in the throat with how many points we're putting up on the board, right? I don't want to see them lull back to sleep here. But if I'm the Sabres, right, I want to see more of what just happened on that last drive. Can kind of do what the Rebels were doing, right? Slowly make those small gains, 4 or 5 yards every play to continue that. Just, trying to suck the air out of the Rebels' defense. welcome back. We're so glad to have you for the beginning of the second half as the Sabres are going to kick right back off to the Rebels. Honestly, like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, if you are in the Tacoma area, we would love to have you at a game. At halftime, some of us had some jerk chicken, and it's probably the best chicken I've had in the last 6 months. So highly suggest if you're in the Tacoma area, make your way to Stadium High School on July 9th or here at Mount Tahoma Stadium in Tacoma. We would love to see you out at a game.
Excellent. And that ball was received by number 37, Braxton Seach. Looks like he brought it all the way to the Rebels' 45-yard line for a 1st and 10. And that's where we will start this second half of gameplay. A quick reminder that in the first half, we have the Rebels with 25 points and the Sabres with 8 points. So it looks like a comfortable lead for the Rebels, but I don't think that they will be easing up on the Sabres defense much at all. What do you think, Christopher?
Yeah, and I think I kind of want to see almost a similar start to how the first half started. Is get some maybe 1 or 2 explosive plays to be like, hey, we kind of slowed down the tempo towards the end of the first half, but we're ready to continue.
All right, and that was number 26 carrying the ball for a quick gain. That is Taekwon Bowie. So it looks like it was actually a very short gain. Looks like a gain of 1, and that's going to bring us with Rebels in possession of the ball on their own 46-yard line, 2nd and 9.
All right, JT under center now with 2 behind him and 2 on either side of the field. Looks like a quick handoff to 26, I think 24, with a couple gain yards and some extra more. Looks like around the 35.
All right, and that's number 24, Randy Greer. Looks like he had an excellent game. At the very least, enough to move those sticks. We're going to see a 1st and 10 on the Sabres 35-yard line for Rebels.
And honestly, I would like to see Randy get a touchdown this game. He's had a really nice past couple games, had a couple great carries, like what we just saw. I want to see him get a touchdown in the red zone. I want to see the Rebels have established a passing game to get those touchdowns. I want to see a rushing touchdown. JT looking for options on either side. The pocket's collapsing. He's going out left trying to do something. There's some laundry on the field on the other side. JT is hit a little bit as he's going out around the 30, about the 28, 27. We'll see. It looks like this call is going to go on the Rebels. I'm trying to see what this call is.
Yeah, we're waiting on that official to... And it looks like the officials are chatting amongst themselves real quick. They're agreeing on the call, and they're pushing it back. I did not see the call, but the call was definitely against the Rebels. So it looks like they are going to push the ball back to the Sabres 45-yard line, and this will be 1st and 20 for the Rebels.
I'm assuming it was a holding call. That's what it looked like when the main official was explaining it. Quick pass out to the running back going down the middle, and it's like nothing ever happened. They have no answer for the running back as he's going. He's got a first down and a few more.
Tremendous run by number 24, Randy Greer. Just like you said, it's looking like it's a good night for Randy Greer. We've talked a lot about Corey Klingenberg. I want to see Randy get a touchdown. That's what I want to see. I want to see red zone. I want to see, because it looks like this Sabre defense does not have an answer right now for this running game. Honestly, if I'm coach, I'm going to say just keep running the same play back and forth. There's no real reason. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But it looks like we're doing 4 out wide. The ball looks like quarterback's arm was hit, but it looks like it's recovered by the Rebels. It'll be interesting to see if it's called as a fumble or if it is an incomplete. Was there forward motion on the ball?
It looks like they'll call it a fumble. I think I saw an arm. The arm was caught before the ball was out of the hand.
Ah, gotcha. So it is ruled a fumble. And we have a loss of about 5 or 6 yards. Looks like 6 yards. So that is going to be Rebels in possession of the ball at the Sabres 31-yard line, 2nd and 16.
Looks like it'll be 4 out again as we're looking. JT's got a quick pass out to
number 2. That's Thomas Alston.
Looks like a good hit there on the sideline for a gain of about 5 or 6. For what'll be now 3rd down. Am I right on that? I think I am.
Yeah, so that's going to be Rebels in possession of the ball on the Sabres 29-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and 9 on this snap. So we have 2 wide receivers lined up to the far side. Pass is out to number 14, running up the side. A juke, a spin, and brought down just past the first down marker. Looks like there is no flags on the play, and that's going to move the sticks. It's going to be a 1st and 10 potentially.
First down.
That was
Depending on where that ball is down. Does look like it was ruled down at the Sabres 13-yard line, so it will be the Rebels in possession of the ball on the Sabres 13-yard line, 1st and 10, deep into the red zone. How do you think they're going to play this, Christopher?
I want to see Randy. I want to see him truck it into the end zone. The Sabres defense hasn't had an answer. Yes, he'll gain the few 4 or 5 yards like we just saw here, but they haven't had a consistent answer to the Rebels running game yet.
Yeah, and that last play was ran by number 26, Taekwondo Bowie. Yeah, and they have 2 incredible running backs in number 26, Taekwondo Bowie, and number 24, Randy Greer.
So JT, as man almost got him, evades a hit, looking for it in the middle of the end zone, and just short. Looks like that's our man, Corey Klingenberg. But just short, but it looks like there's a flag on the play. I don't see it.
All right, we got a lot of whistles. But I do not see a flag on the play either. Looks like he is pointing towards the Sabres. Do you happen to see what was happening?
I didn't. No.
All right.
Well, we'll see. It's a 3rd down with the Rebels in the red zone, trying to do something. Again, kind of go back to what I said in the first half and what I said a lot in the first game. I want to see the Rebels capitalizing on opportunities. There you go. Offside on the defense, so the Rebels will get a little bit closer to their 1st down marker and the end zone. JT's got 2 on either side, a running back right next to him. He's dropping back for a pass, quick bolt pass in the end zone, and it's intercepted in the end zone
by number 2 of the Sabres.
And they haven't got him down yet, and they got him down right at the...
So let's see, is there any flags on the play? That's the first question I usually ask myself when I see an interception. Is there flags on the play?
That was Brielle Wallace on the interception, and the Rebels turn it over right on the doorstep of the end zone.
Oh, that one is going to hurt, and these are those tough moments where you have those turnovers, and that's I'm sure that's going to leave JT feeling like he's going to want to redeem himself on this next possession. What are you thinking?
It's kind of like when you get to the end of a song almost, and then the song doesn't resolve itself, right? It's a song without an ending.
Somebody hit skip.
Yeah, right? Or it's like you skip the last 10...
That was my favorite part.
Yeah, totally. You skip the last 10 seconds of a song and you have nothing to show for it, right? You march all the way down the field and you've got nothing to show for it. And again, flipping this on the perspective of the Sabres, that's exactly what I want to see from my defense. I want to say, hey, we're not afraid of you, Rebels offense. We're going to hold you down even when we're got our backs up against the wall in our own end zone. So we'll see if the Sabres can do anything with this, as there's a conglomerate of red jerseys making sure that's a loss on the play.
Huge swarm of red jerseys on that. It looks like the ball was received by number 22. That is John Walker for the Sabres. And yeah, those defenders were all over John on that play. And so it looks like we have the Sabres assessed for a 2nd and 11 on their own 19-yard line. The Rebels defense is getting ready up on the line of scrimmage, preparing to do battle with this Sabres offense. 9 minutes left in this 3rd quarter.
Gavin Vredenberg's down in shotgun. A quick handoff to the running back in the backfield. Looks like we'll get about a gain of... It'll probably be a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and it looks like that's number 8.
That's our man Juice. Again, the Rebels have only had, I think of all the plays this game, they've only had one answer for Juice.
He's got to catch him before he gets out. Got to catch him before he gets gets a little bit of steam.
Yeah, they got him.
As soon as he starts running, he is a tough one.
It looks like they'll hand it off to Juice again as he gets around a couple Rebels defenders, but there is an answer for the Rebels, and it looks like they're going to call maybe gain of a yard, or they stopped him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down, deep in their own territory. Yeah. It looks like Gavin's kind of communicating with his sideline there. I would expect the Sabres try to catch the Rebels offside here to see if they can snap a hard count.
Absolutely. We've seen that once before in this game, at least once before. And yeah, I would not expect to see that again right now. It is only 4th and 2.
We could see something a little sneaky, but time will tell. We'll see. He's got 2 on either side. He's dropped back. I think they actually might be running into Juice here in the backfield. We'll see if the Rebels have an answer for that. No, he's got to take it himself on the 4th and 2. The ball is out, and it looks like the Rebels think they have it.
And that, if that was a fumble, that looks like it's going to be a very costly
mistake. And the officials
mistake.
call it. It is Rebels football, just like nothing ever happened. It's another thing of one of the teams looking the other in the eye and saying, anything you can do, I can do exactly the same, if not better. We saw a turnover in the end zone, and now we saw a turnover on a 4th down, which, I mean, in that instance, either way, the ball's going back to the Rebels. But you got to have, I mean, Gavin, you got to hold on to that ball at that point. The most important thing you need to protect on the play is the ball.
It did look like if he had possession of that ball, it would have been a 1st down, and this might be a different story.
But it looks like the Sabres are going to call a timeout here with 7:28 left in the 3rd quarter. But that's exciting to see from a Rebels perspective. You want to see your defense coming out and getting those big plays.
Absolutely. And we want to take this opportunity to give a huge thank you out to some of the sponsors and supporters of the West Sound Rebels. We have Toyota of Olympia. If you're out in the Olympia area, Lacey, Tumwater, that area of Washington State, then check out Toyota of Olympia for any of your car or truck needs. Joel Gibson Jr., thank you so much for your support. And we also have Tracyton Movie House in Bremerton. Tracyton Movie House. Go check it out if you are in or around the Bremerton area. And this concludes our timeout. Again, huge shout out to our sponsors. Thank you so much from the West Sound Rebels. Looks like the Rebel offense is getting ready for a strong push. What are you seeing out there, Chris?
Again, I mean, I want Randy Greer. I want to see him on the ground trucking through that Saber secondary, getting through. Again, if there's one thing I want from this game, I want Randy to score a touchdown. That's what I'm looking for.
I'm getting on the number 24 train with you.
JT escapes multiple defenders and gets out to around the 21-yard line. That pocket collapsed and he escaped like the building was falling down around him, but remains unscathed.
That was what you might call clutch.
Yes, that's a clutch moment. That's again what you want to see from your starting quarterback.
Absolutely, very impressive awareness. And he saw a gap or a hole, and he just shot straight through it, just barely got out of there. Very impressive, and from one of the very rare slip-ups on this O-line.
I mean, it's exciting to see. All right, Rebels got a 1st down on their own 20, knocking on the red zone. JT's looking around for a pass. He's got a defender there, and it's a little too high for number 51, Darius Ridley.
And again, very impressive from the O-line. You see that play right there. JT, the quarterback for the Rebels, was given plenty of time to make a good decision on who was the best receiver to get the ball, and had plenty of time, had plenty of space. Huge shout out to the O-line. Very impressive work.
JT, 2 on the far side, 2 on the near side, but leaves it to the running back. That's Taekwon Bowie again, and it looks like he's going to get to the 10, maybe more.
Pushing.
Both teams are pushing on either side. It looks like they're going to mark him down at the 5-yard line.
And if that is where they're marking it down, and they are, it is going to be the Rebels on the Sabres 5-yard line, 1st and goal with 5 yards left to this next touchdown for the Rebels. What are the Sabres thinking right now?
Sabres thinking, I want something similar to what happened on the last drive, right? Be like, hey, we've got our backs up against our own end zone, but we're not afraid of you. We will have that, like, in that back center of the end zone. Another high snap out to Bowie, but he's tripped up, and it looks like a gain of nothing. It looks like there's some extracurriculars happening here on the near side. If there was a flag on the play, we'll see if we can get some explanation. Again, this is a rivalry game, right?
It looks like there was maybe a little bit of a kerfuffle right there. Although some good sportsmanship by one of the Sabres picking up the Rebel that was down. Looks like there may have been a little switch out of some of the defense right there. Maybe a little word exchange. We're not too sure up here, but we can say it seems to have resolved itself for the time being.
It looks like they called offside on the Sabres, so they'll take it a few yards closer to the goal line, but they'll replay the first down. So the Rebels have a new set of downs. Again, I would like to see a running touchdown. It looks like they've pulled out Randy Greer for Taekwon Bowie, but we'll see. I'd like to see a rushing touchdown. I don't think that the Sabres have an answer yet for the Rebels running backs just yet.
I would love to see a Taekwon Bowie touchdown right here.
But it doesn't look like you're going to see it.
Not going to see it. That is received by Kofi Gosir Jr.
And just like what you want to see, a first possession, your second possession of the game, or the half, excuse me, you see a touchdown. And this is starting to run away a little bit. It's starting 31-8. That's kind of what you would like to see from a rivalry game.
If you're on the Rebel side.
Yes. I mean, it is, as a neutral, it is a bummer to see this game start to turn a little bit one-sided. If I'm on the Rebel sideline, I'm choking at the answers. I need something. Something needs to happen. Something needs to change before this game escapes any, now this would be a miraculous comeback, but there would need to be something even more if the Rebels can continue to put points up on the board as they've done consistently this season.
Absolutely, yeah, and the score being 31-8 at the moment, with the Rebels leading the Sabres, and a 1-point attempt that is good is going to bring the Rebels up to 32 points against the Sabres 8 points, with 4 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third quarter. That is a healthy lead.
Yeah,
we can say that's a healthy lead. It's not insurmountable, but it's definitely healthy, probably giving the Rebels a considerable amount of breathing room, considering they were down by 2 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I think it's good to see. I even want to call back to that kick from Vernon Parker. Fantastic job to kind of not let that first field goal or that first attempt get in your head. He's gotten 2 of his 3, so it's nice to see some consistency from your kicker there. But yes, I mean, the Rebels had that one slip up on a kickoff return, and everything else has been all Rebels. There's been no answer for what the Rebels offense has been doing. Now we'll see, is that C word that I was using in the first half, consistency. Can the Rebels stay consistent on the defensive side of the ball? That's what I want to see from the Rebels, if I'm looking at this game objectively.
Absolutely, and to speak to your point about number 16, Vernon Parker, the kicker that's getting ready to just kick the heck out of this ball. He has a leg on him. I saw last week he, on kickoff, kicked it through the uprights, not once but twice.
Wow.
Kicked it all the way through the uprights in the back. It was very impressive, although maybe not exactly what you want on a kickoff.
Perhaps not, but
I feel like he was maybe given a little flex, just a tiny flex.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, but again, if you're the Rebels, like you saw on this the first or second kickoff return, right? Maybe that's kind of what you want. You don't want to give them their only scoring chance was a returned kickoff.
That is a great
maybe
point.
What you want to do is be like, all right, we're not going to give you an opportunity. We're just going to let you set up on the 25.
Yeah, saying your kick return is potent, that is acknowledged. We respect that, and now we're going to take that opportunity away from you.
So we'll see. The Sabres need something. Anything, any gasp of air that they can get in their own red zone, whether it be an explosive play from down on their own end, or maybe even giving the Rebels a little taste of their own offense, of slowly making advancements up the field.
Sabres 15-yard penalty.
And it looks like another penalty was assessed, and they'll start from looks like their own 12.
Maybe that may have been a personal foul of some kind from the last series. I don't know. It did look like that kerfuffle. There were some officials talking amongst themselves about how to assess that.
It's probably from that play on the touchdown. So we'll see. We'll see if the Rebels can do, or excuse me, the Sabres can do anything. Again, both these teams are undefeated. They're both division leaders in their own respective division, with the North and the West Impact Division. Someone's got to lose the O, and right now what we're looking at, looks like the Rebels are going to keep that O, and they're going to give an L to the Sabres. If you're just joining us for the second half, this is our breast cancer awareness game. That's why you see some pink here and there. Obviously, we can't play in October when breast cancer awareness is for the NFL, but for the GDFL, It's here in June.
Absolutely. And for our East Coast viewers out there, much thank you for tuning into this game. We do recognize that this is the game of the week nationally with our number 4 ranked Rebels and our number 6 ranked Sabers. You know, these teams are deep, both of them, especially the Rebels with 3 wide receivers in the top 5 nationally for, between yards and catches, and then 2 running backs. Both of their running backs are in the top 5 for yards gained.
That's what you want to see from your number 4 team in the nation, as Sabres had a dropped pass by number 22, John Walker.
Yeah. And, I'm sorry to gush about the offense while we have the defense on the field, but, I would be remiss if I did not mention the quarterback TJ is actually ranked 2nd amongst the quarterbacks nationally for passing yards, and he's tied for 1st in touchdown passes, but it seems that he's passed quite a few touchdowns today, and it seems like he may have pushed into first place alone.
I think he's eyeing that number 1 spot. I think he's looked at some things and he's ready for a change-up.
I think so too, and something that people might not know is that both of these teams have only played 2 games so far, while all of the teams above them have actually played 3, so they've had more of an opportunity to make an impact, more of an opportunity to put stats on the board. And so this Rebels team, this West Sound Rebels, is actually the top-ranked team that has only played 2 games this year.
And as you're seeing, this is a fake punt from the Sabres, and it looks like they're going to get almost 20, 30 yards, even more, almost about their own 49. There is a flag on the 45-yard line by the close linesman. It looks like it's going to be
see what it's going to be.
It looks like it's going to be a holding, and we're going to see who it's on.
Yeah, so this is going to be
it's holding on the Sabres. So they're going to call this back.
That is going to hurt quite a bit.
But that's what we kind of talked about. We wanted something explosive. We wanted something for the Sabres to have some form of something to be excited about, right? I don't know if you saw on that far sideline, the Sabres bench, they're almost like as if this game was close. They were excited about that play.
Absolutely. Well, the game is not over. And it really is not over. There could be a shifting of the momentum in this game, but there is a healthy lead by the Rebels. But it doesn't mean that the Sabres are going to roll over by any means. They're going to be fighting tooth and nail. This is a rivalry game. Both of these teams are incredibly close, not just in their national ranking.
Looks like a long bomb. Can he get there? No. That's number 11, Austin. Also could not get to the ball right around the 20. But this is what I want to see from the Sabres, right? You want to see.
Got to go long.
We understand we're down, but we're not out. We want to at least try something, anything at this point.
No pun intended, but the Sabres are fighting tooth and nail.
That's a good one. Did you think about that before the game?
No, I didn't. They come to me. It's a gift.
That's a gift. Okay. All right, sure. As the Sabres set up on 2nd down, with looks like 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on this near side, and 1 next to him. We'll see if Vredenberg can do anything. Looks like pass right into the secondary, but no one's there to get it. Brian Gardner, couldn't get his hands on it. And we'll see if the Rebels can continue to contain the Sabres offense.
Yeah, and it looks like that Sabres offense can be quite potent with the quarterback number 10, that's Gavin Vredenberg. He has that receiver in Brandon Gardner, which is number 3, and then number 8, Juice, of course. We've seen him running the ball very powerfully. If he can break that line of scrimmage, it's dangerous.
Yeah, well, Juice is lined up right next to Vredenberg, but he's going to go out wide. Looks like they're looking for another bomb out pass right to number 11, Austin Oso, and he's almost going to get the first down. Looks like it's going to be 4th and short. Are we going to see another fake play, or are we going to see another run?
It's going to be hard to say. I mean, can you get the same thing over on the Rebels twice is the question.
At least this. I don't think they're going to punt the ball.
I don't think they can. There's really only 3 minutes left in the third quarter. That gives us 18 minutes of play, and there is a relatively large deficit. They're looking at 3 touchdowns
And it looks like they will run the ball, and they will get the first down and a few extra. That was Vredenberg with the ball, getting through the center. Looks like some players are mentioning that the ball might have come out, but it looks like the Sabres do have the ball, and they will continue this drive on their own 48.
Yep, so Sabres with the ball on their own 48-yard line. That's going to be good for 1st and 10. You know, this is an interesting game because we do see how hard these Sabres are fighting. And, you know I know I already said it. We have 2 wide receivers on each side, but they are not letting up at all in intensity. They're playing every snap hard. You can see, and the Rebels are doing the exact same thing, hitting very hard. And it looks like we might have a player down on the Rebels side, slow to get up. That's number 43. It looks like he's getting up a little rough. Looks like he
Cody Martinez. That's the star player for the Rebels defense. It was a great hit, but I don't know if it was too necessary to hit him that hard. You don't want to see that and it looks like they're kind of trying to hold his arms steady there. It looks like he might have gotten the wind knocked out of him. Hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting brought off the field. Brought to the bench real quickly to get assessed. You know, it looked like it may have been a physical thing, but we're going to get our medical professionals to check him out and make sure he is all right over there.
And it looks like the Rebels are going to take a timeout, so Martinez has some time on the bench to recover, to see what's going on. It looks like they're doing the concussion protocol here. But, yeah. I mean, again, this is kind of what we've said, what we want from the Sabres. We want something explosive. We want something that's energetic. We want to continue to put the pressure on the Rebels, even though we haven't scored on offense yet, to at least put some pressure on this Rebels defense. If I'm the Sabres, I want to continue pushing, continue asking questions of the defense. If I'm the Rebels, I'm going to just keep doing what I've done all game, is continue to contain those wide receivers, to frustrate the quarterback to think he has nothing else left to do.
Absolutely. And, you know, I couldn't agree more. I think that these Sabres are going to be poking and prodding this defense and seeing if there's any weak spots, seeing if they can get through, seeing if they can get those long plays. They're definitely testing the deep field for the defense, testing if they can get those long passes and testing if they can get that quick touchdown.
I mean, we'll see. Juice is lined out back behind Vredenberg. Looks like he's going to go out wide. It's a quick pass, but bounce off the helmet and the hands of number 12, Joey Peterson. And it'll be another 3rd down, and we'll see if the Sabres can produce another first down here on the Rebels side of the field. So we'll see. Honestly, I'd like to see the Sabres continue to ask more questions of this Rebels side.
Absolutely. And so we have the Sabres lining up on the ball. They have possession on the Rebels' 45-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 3. The snap, and number 10 falls back, and it looks like there is So there was a question if that was a fumble, but it looks like it was ruled as down. It looks like the Rebels defense is going to be eating some QB chicken this evening.
Yes, that was a easy answer for that pocket dissolving. That was a great tackle. It's good that again the Rebels are containing what the Sabres are trying to do. This is what you want to see from your 4th-ranked team in the nation, right? The Rebels have all the answers to any of the Sabres questions. So we'll probably see. I'm going to assume this would be another try, but it looks like they might be setting up for a punt to not continue this unsuccessful drive.
All right, and the snapback, and it is not a fake. The Sabres kick the ball, and it looks like the ball will be received by number 15, and a brutal tackle brought down by the Sabres. So number 15 receiving the ball for a very short gain. What do you feel like the approach of the Rebels offense is going to be at this point in the game, Christopher? Do you think that they're going to be pushing real hard, looking to run this score up, or do you think they're going to be looking to just chew time up on the clock?
I think I would chew time up on the clock at this point. I like, yes, if you want to do an explosive play here and there, like, kind of like let the boys play, like let them play for a little bit. But I would honestly chew up as much clock as you can. Try to stay in your head though. Don't let the game get away from you. It's not over, right? We have 50 seconds left in this third quarter. But I'd like to see them stay consistent, stay level-headed. There's no need to do anything extracurricular. There's no need to do anything too extravagant. I want to see them just contain themselves and continue to do this. As a quick pass to Thomas Outson, gets out and a quick tackle out from, looks like right around the 28-29 yard line. Looks like little pleasantries are being exchanged. I would expect to see a couple more chippy hits here and there, kind of letting you know, like, hey, this game is a rivalry game. Not going to let you walk all over me.
Absolutely.
As JT, as the pocket is dissolving, looking for a pass, and it's just out of the hands of Corey Klingenberg.
All right, it looks like it is getting down to that short time in the third quarter. It looks like 12 seconds left in this third quarter, with Rebels in possession of the ball on their own 24-yard line. They line up for 3rd and 7.
JT with 2 on either side.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be ran straight up the middle by number 24. Hey, that's your boy.
That's my man, Randy Greer. I want to see him go all the way down. I want to see a red zone trip with Randy.
I am going to get on that boat. We are the number one fans of number 24, Mr. Greer up here.
If we're allowed to show some bias as this third quarter expires, Rebels 32, Sabers 8, as we're continuing into the fourth quarter. But we're gonna hear from some sponsors right here.
Absolutely. So the West Sound Rebels would like to thank Harbor Life Chiropractic PC in Gig Harbor. If you're out in Gig Harbor and you got some back pain, you're a little stiff, you're not as spry as you used to be, maybe you should get checked out by some chiropractors. And no better place than Harbor Life Chiropractic PC in Gig Harbor. And if you're in the Tacoma area, Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma is your number one dispensary for checking out the different varieties of available products. So if you're in the market for a dispensary, the choice is Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma. And if you're out in Bremerton looking for some good food, check out McLeod's Grill House. That's McLeod's Grill House in Bremerton. And why not top it off with a little bit of beer, a couple libations. Check out Hops and Drops in Silverdale. That's Hops and Drops in Silverdale. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. And thank you so much for watching this broadcast brought to you by Swoop Sounds. So we are resuming play in the fourth quarter. We have 15 minutes left in this game. What are your thoughts, Christopher?
Just doing the same thing as you've always done. As JT is getting a pass out to, that's Kofi Gossier, almost a first down. I mean, it's kind of like what I've been saying the whole broadcast, right? I want to see consistency. I want to see you chew time up on the clock and continuing to march down the field. Oh, and they're going to call it a first down. Again, that's what you want to see. You want to see this team marching down the field, moving the sticks, being physical, right? Tiring out this defense and allowing their own defense to get a breather so that they continue to contain that Sabres offense.
Absolutely, and so it looks like it's a quick handoff or pitch over to...
That's Taekwon Bowie, the other running back.
Excellent. They have some powerful running backs on this Rebels offense.
It's kind of like pick your poison there. Do you want one that can truck through on the side or one that can go down the middle? There's really... And it's to their credit, right? The Rebels have amazing running backs, but also the Sabres haven't had an answer to that question yet. So, I mean, I want to see the ball to continue to go on the ground, burn some clock. Again, there's no need to get engulfed with what the Sabres are trying to continue to stay in this game.
Absolutely. And so we have the snap back to TJ. He's in the pocket, sees a hole, gonna run for it, gets good for the first down if there's no flags. Huge yard gain. So that looks like it is about 20 yards near, probably 19, 18 yards about.
And again, that's what you want to see from your leader. When things are falling apart and JT can take it, and he's going to take it. He's going to say, all right, I'll put this on my shoulders and continue. And it's nice to see that he's leading by example from that, right? He's continuing to push the limits when a play is falling apart, right? You want to see a quarterback not be hesitant on that, right? He knows when the play is starting to dissolve, instead of trying to make something out of nothing, he's going to take it upon himself to do something.
Absolute workman attitude. No, I completely agree. I could not agree with you more. TJ is definitely a lead from the front kind of guy, not a lead from the back. And so that's what we like to see out of all of this Rebels offense, really. You know, again, speaking with Coach Ant earlier today, we went over a bit of the mentality of this offense for the Rebels, and they are very focused on being team-oriented, being a part of the whole, and if the team succeeds, then they each succeed together, and if they fail, then they each fail together as a whole. So I think that kind of accountability and teamwork is really showing in this game at how they're working together as a team. If TJ is the one to gain yards, excellent, we gained yards. If Klingberg is the one to receive the ball and he gets a touchdown, excellent, we got a touchdown. It's not me, it's not I, it's us and we.
Yeah. It's great to see that from a team perspective, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of congratulations in order for this team as they've continued to be consistent. They're marching down the field, getting those yards, getting that, and especially seeing from TJ as to take that on himself, as he got a quick short pass out, trying to drop a fake as he drops the ball.
And that's all you can really do in that kind of situation, right? When the ball slips out, you just got to get on that ball.
I think he got a little bit too fancy with the footwork and kind of forgot the most important piece of the game, which is the ball.
Yeah, and that certainly happens. But the Rebels maintain control of the ball, and they are on the Sabers 20-yard line with 3rd and 7 to go.
And I mean, Rebels with the clock counting down with about 11:20 left in this game, trying just to see this game out, right? Trying to not have mistakes like they've had, multiple drop balls. And I mean, that's also the thing that's, in a way, it's exciting to see is the Rebels. It looks like the Rebels are taking their second timeout. It's what you would be excited to see from a Rebels perspective is they haven't been perfect, right? There's been things that they need to work on. There's been a lot of balls that have been dropped, but the Sabres haven't been able to capitalize on that, right? So if I'm coach going into the next week, be like, hey guys, that was a great game against a rival that we really took care of, but there are still things we need to work on to continue to improve, right? Trying not to stay complacent and trying not to stay stagnant in a way. Always trying to look how to improve to continue to do more.
Absolutely, yeah. Focused on improvement, right? Focused on just getting better. Not being content in your current performance, but it's the pursuit of improvement. And, this, I think that this Rebels team, for it being only the 3rd game, quite an impressive showing, but I think that they know that they can be even more, which is going to be very interesting to see as the season progresses.
And it'll be exciting to see as it looks like there's some offsides in order.
Looks like they used their own trick on them, right? It seems the Sabres tried to use that trick on the Rebels first, but that's the first egregious offsides I feel that I've seen that was just across the whole line.
Well, it's kind of good to see for them to march the ball forward a few yards. It is 4th down. So we'll see if the Rebels can pick up these few last yards so they can kind of challenge in the end zone. This ball's lifted up and in. Looks like they'll get that first down. It'll be 1st and goal. That's number 51, Darius Ridley.
Yes, and that was an excellent pass. He was in some good coverage. Defensively, he was in a lot of white jerseys, but he found a way, and TJ found a way to get that ball straight to his hands.
I mean, it was nice to see where he could float that ball right above the defenders. It wasn't too high for his receiver there. So we'll see Rebels a 1st and goal, see if they can continue. Again, I'd love to see a running touchdown like this. Perhaps if I can see it, that's a touchdown,
Rebels. That looks good right there. It looks like that was number 26, Taquan Bowie running the ball. We need some love for Randy Greer, number 24. We want to see
Rebels.
I mean,
We want to see a
yes.
touchdown by both of them.
I want to see, and I don't want to take this away from Taekwondo. That was a beautiful run from
was excellent.
from the 5-yard line to go in. But again, that's what I wanted. I wanted, whether it was either running back, right? I wanted to see a rushing touchdown because the Sabres didn't have an answer. But again, to their credit, this Rebels team has, like you've kind of said most of the game, they've got great options, whether it be on the rushing or in the air with some receivers. So it's been good from the Rebels on either the ground or the air.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned several times at this point, Christopher, that all depends on their consistency in it. For a while, it seemed that every time you were saying consistency, something was going wrong, and I was getting nervous every time I heard it. But this team is getting more consistent throughout the season and throughout this game, and with that consistency is going to come better and better performances and better outcomes of these games and of fulfilling their potential as a team.
Yeah, as Vernon Parker, completes the point after attempt. We will continue this lead with a 39-8 lead in favor of the Rebels. Again, this is the Tacoma rivalry, if you would call it that. It kind of feels like one side is handled a little bit more than the other. But from a Rebels perspective, this is what you wanted to see come in this game. It's almost kind of what you expected, looking at how many points either team put up on the board and how well either side could do with pressure, right? So this is, from a Rebels perspective, this is what I've wanted to see. So
Your West Sound Rebels 39.
you can hear you can hear our crowd getting excited as their West Sound Rebels are continuing this dominance of this rivalry match.
Absolutely, and with 10 minutes and 15 seconds left in this game, it is looking as though the window of opportunity has almost completely closed for evening the score.
I mean, it's a 31-point lead, most of those unanswered. It's hard from the Sabres' perspective, right? At this point, you kind of want just the final whistle to blow and to go home and kind of review the tape, see what happened, how can we improve next game. But also, you want to see the mentality from the Sabres. You want to see, like, all right, we saw what happened, and we want to improve on that, right? It's all about how can you learn those lessons from this game, right? As they take a kickoff from the 50-yard line, it looks like there was a flag on the point after attempt. So we'll see maybe another kick through the uprights. Oh, and it's just in. Look at that. There you go.
Just casual, very casual kick through the uprights.
I mean, it was.
Don't want to, like you said, that may be calculated. You may not want to give them the opportunity to return that ball.
I mean, at this point, you're at the 50-yard line. What else? What else can you do? Sabres will set up with 10 minutes left in this game. We'll see. Again, I would like to see the Sabres get something explosive. There's still time left in the game to get something up on the board. At this point, you kind of want to see what can we do in this kind of a moment, right? Don't let your anger boil over because you're being blown out. Don't let anything get the most of you. Continue just to be a football player. Play the game. Tie your cleats tighter. Make sure you can continue to fight for the game and not give up.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess in a single word, you could say consistency.
Consistency, yes. That has been my name of the game. As Gavin Vredenberg is sacked in the backfield. I believe that's the third or fourth sack in this game, as this Rebels defense has every answer as a flex on the defense there.
Yeah, number 46 and number 94. That is Ryan Blowers, number 46, and Isley Stoneham, number 94. Well, not sure if they will share that sack or if it's going to be just one or the other.
I'll take halvesies.
Halvesies, why not? Yeah, a little half of a QB chicken. That's okay. Yeah, that's enough to satiate an appetite for one play.
Well, with the clock running down at 9:30, we'll see if the Sabres can do something with second and long. Two on either side, one next to him. See if the quarterback can do something. Looking for a long bomb out on the right side. And number 22, can he get his hands on it? No, it looks like he got a hand to it. Tried to extend his arm. He's continued to stay down.
It was an excellent effort. He as the kids say, he sent that.
He did send that. But it looks like John Walker has taken his helmet off. It looks like he is hurt. That's a hard miss. At that point,
you never like to see that.
You hate to be it. You don't want to see things like that. It looks kind of the helmet came off in frustration. He saw it in his hands. He saw it go through. Looks like he's fine.
Yeah, it looks like he's coming off the field of his own power. So that's excellent. All right, and we have the Sabers lining up on their own 9-yard line.
This is another 2nd and long. I guess there might have been some laundry on the play. We'll see. Vredenberg is hit as he throws,
a hard hit,
but he almost makes the completion.
Very close, very close. A pass intended for number 3 on the Sabers. That is Brian Gardner.
And that was Thomas Alston on the defensive play. It was a fantastic pass, especially as Vredenberg was hit as he threw.
Absolutely, that was a hard hit too.
And that was probably the best we'd seen from that from this Sabres offense. But as the defense continues to contain this offense, we'll see. We'll see if the Sabres can do something at this point. But I just like to see them continue to push this ball forward, keep their heads in the game, keep their heads high. They've been in this game for a little bit of it, and it will be something to go back to the training grounds, right? Trying to see, like, all right, what can we improve on as this Rebels defense continues to contain this offense.
Absolutely.
Vredenberg's got 2 on either side, 1 next to him. Looks like they're trying to catch the Rebels offside with a hard count. The Rebels said, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." Or is it the other way around? I don't remember. But it looks like the Sabres will take a timeout and talk this over with 8:45 left in the game.
All right. So we would like to thank a couple of our sponsors of the West Sound Rebels. A huge shout out to Woodridge Vision Clinic in Port Orchard. If you're out in Port Orchard and you're starting to get a little bit of that hazy vision, you feel like the world just isn't quite as sharp as it used to be, go to your friends over at Woodridge Vision Clinic and get that checked out. That is in Port Orchard. Thank you so much for your support. We'd also like to thank the Clark brothers for your continued support of the West Sound Rebels. Much love out to you guys. Bacavino Winery. Hey, if you have a significant other or you have someone that you're just interested in, why not take them out to Bacavino Winery and give them a great experience of a winery? That's Bacavino Winery. Mr. and Mrs. Myers in Bremerton. Much love out to you guys from the West Sound Rebels and your continued support of the West Sound Rebels. Thank you so much. Also, big thanks to Northwest Athletic Apparel. If you have any need for apparel, check out Northwest Athletic Apparel. Cloyce and Mike Construction in Bremerton. Big thank you out to Cloyce and Mike Construction in Bremerton. Check them out. And that will conclude our sponsors for right now. Huge thank you out to all of our sponsors from the West Sound Rebels. And let's get back to this game.
As the Sabres come out of the huddle trying to put something together, and it looks like the Rebels will have an answer, but they'll get it right at the 1-yard line. It looks like they're spotting it right at the 1. Almost a safety, but just, they'll do it the 2. But that's hard. You come out of the huddle, come out of a timeout, trying to make something explosive to say, hey, I still got something left in me, but this offense remains scoreless from the field. It's only been, if you missed it in the first half, was the second kickoff from the Rebels to the Sabres after the Rebels had an explosive, after a second play, like I said, explosive play to a touchdown on their second play of the game. And the Sabres answered instantly with a returned kickoff for a touchdown. But we haven't seen the Sabres really in the red zone ever since. They had one opportunity in the red zone, but was denied. So we'll see if the Sabres offense will get the ball back for the rest of this game. But the Rebels have had every answer known imaginable.
And so it looks like this is 4th and 31 yards on the Sabres' own 3-yard line, and the kick, that is a smart call. Don't try to risk it for that fake. Exactly what we'd expect to see, and it looks like the ball is ruled down, and the offensive team for the Rebels is coming out. And the officials are putting the ball down on what looks to be the Sabers 37-yard line. So that's going to be the Rebels with possession of the ball on the Sabers 37-yard line for a 1st and 10.
Well, both these teams are active next week. The Sabers will be playing the Warriors, and the Knights will be playing host to the Rebels. Again, if you are in the Sound area, we would love to host you here at Mount Tahoma Stadium next weekend, Saturday the 25th. As JT is looking for something in the backfield, there's a flag in the secondary as 88 catches the ball, gets to around the 10-yard line, isn't tripped around, looks like they'll spot him at the 11. We'll see what the flag was for in the secondary.
Yeah, it looks like that ball was received by number 88. That is Matthew Boudon.
As we're waiting for the call from the officials.
All right. Officials are getting...
Call it, it's going to be Rebels first down. So, again, with 7 minutes left, I mean, I'd like to see, is my man on the field? I think my man's on the field there. Yeah, Randy Greer is right next to JT. I want to see it. Give me a running touchdown if I'm allowed to be biased for a few seconds here.
I'm going to, I'll be the referee up here in the box. I will allow it.
You'll allow it? Okay.
I will allow it for this series. Only this series.
Only this series. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. As he's got two on either side. Looks like he's not going to get it. Looks like it's going to be right outside to Kofi. But it's short. Looks like it'll be about a gain of maybe a yard.
Yeah, so that looks like it was a small gain for Mr. Gossier Jr., or received by Mr. Gossier Jr. Yep, 2nd and short. So it looks like it's going to be on about the 2nd and 3 for the Rebels. Sorry, it is 2nd and goal with 3 yards.
There you go.
To the end zone.
All right, well, Rebels are ready to, they're knocking on the door again. Can they continue this dominance of their rival? We'll see. A quick pass out to, Randy dropped
No!
the ball right on the 1 yard line. He almost had it. Oh.
I cannot contain my excitement.
That's all right.
But I really want it to be a run for him.
We're letting our bias show here a little bit. But
I'm sorry.
I'm
excited.
You are watching the Rebels broadcast of this game. And we want to thank you for anyone around the country. This is the game of the week. Your West Sound Rebels versus the Tacoma Sabers, our local rivalry here in the Puget Sound. We're glad to have you here as you have the number 4 team versus the number 6 ranked team in the nation. As the ball is out, both teams are saying they have it. A flag is dramatically thrown in the air. We'll see what resolves at the end of this play. They're calling it down, and it looks like they're mentioning it to be the Sabres' ball. I mean, if I'm the Rebels, that's... I think that's something I'll be hard on my team going back into practice this week. Is you're at the end of the game, you're in your own red zone. There's no need to drop the ball or have that inconsistency happen, right?
Yeah, what's that word you were using earlier?
It was consistency.
Yeah, consistency. And it is sometimes difficult. When you're in this position, it's you're into the 4th quarter, you have a very healthy lead. But these reps on the field, they really do matter.
Yes. I mean, and they matter, right? And they also matter what you do during the midweek, right? You want to see, because now it's kind of the chance for the Rebels. Okay, all right, got our next game next week against the Knights. Obviously, we've got 5 minutes left in this game, but you want to look forward to your next opponent. You can't let yourself get in your head and be too confident, right? Every game's a new game. Anyone can beat anyone on any given day of the week. It doesn't matter how good or how inexperienced your team is, anything can happen. And so that's what I want to see from the Rebels this upcoming week as they're with their next week's matchup. That's just tough to see. A turnover right on the doorstep of another touchdown. But we will see what this Sabres offense can do. Really, there's not a lot of room for them to produce. I'd like to see something explosive from them. We'll see what they can produce here on this play. Snap out looks like it's a handoff, and he kind of loses his footing. Looks like it might be a gain of 1 or 2. might have just gotten back to the line of
trip. Yeah, I didn't quite see what happened there. It kind of looked like it was a small trip.
It looks like he lost his. I think the turf monster got him. He lost his footing on the turf there and kind of got a little too excited. But
yeah, and that's a tough one because it does look like they're going to be second and just over 10 on this, and they are going to be on the Sabres in possession of the ball on the Sabre 3-yard line.
We'll see if the Sabres, their backs against the wall, see if they can produce anything here. Another handoff, and it looks like the Rebels have another answer there and get him in between the 1-yard line and the end zone.
So this is going to be what looks like a 3rd and about 13 situation, but as you said, they are inches away from the end zone, and it does look like the Rebels defense is playing quite aggressively.
I mean, it's kind of any time you have it in your own red zone, right? Your back's up against the wall. You're trying to produce something, but you've got no room to work with. There's no room for the quarterback to run around in if that pocket collapses, and there's no room for anything to really go wrong here as the snap. Whoever took the snap is going to take it himself, and it looks like he's going to get to right around the 5-yard line. But that'll be 4th down here in their own red zone. And we might see it looks like the punting team's going to come out, and the Rebels are going to get the ball right back with 3 minutes left, or 3:52 left in this half.
Was that number 26 that got that snap on that one?
I think, yes.
It looked like it was number 26 for the Sabres. That's going to be Anthony Cheney. So, he received that ball, and he just blasted through that line. He was running hard. Good on him for getting a short gain so they can get enough room to get that kicker some space to get the ball out of the end zone.
It looks like it's a drop snap as the Rebels are trying to do something. He's maintaining possession of the ball, but they'll get him right around the 8-yard line.
That's going to be a turnaround.
Turnover on downs.
No.
And this Rebels defense, again, has had every answer to the question that the Sabres have asked.
So the Rebels will be receiving, or will be gaining the ball in the Sabres red zone.
So it'll turn right around to the 1st and goal for the Rebels. It's almost as if nothing happened. The Rebels will continue to knock on the door again with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in this half to see if, and it looks like the official's going to run the clock here as this play starts, as the Rebels are continuing to just maintain composure. They don't want to, again, no extracurriculars, nothing too silly. As a bomb pass out to, you guessed it, your man Corey Klingenberg with another touchdown on the night.
Look at how nonchalant he looks. He's just walking with the ball. He says, hey, this ball's mine. Don't even try to take it from me. I own this ball. I'm the boogeyman.
It's kind of just sounds like Corey brought the ball for everybody else to play with.
Absolutely. We've showed up to the Corey Klingberg show.
It's Corey Klingenberg versus the Sabres at this point. It's good to see, though. You're excited to see a young man get such a dominant performance this evening. And so we'll see as this Rebels point after attempt goes. We're going to see if we can continue that scoring streak as it's 45-8 with 3:03 left in this half.
All right. And we'll see if our kicker number 16, Vernon Parker, can get it through the uprights on this kick, and it looks like the referees are going to rule it good. Excellent work. I believe that is 3 good out of 4 attempts on the day thus far, and that is going to bring the score up to 46 points for the Rebels and 8 points for the Sabres. Again, we would like to take this opportunity to thank a couple of our sponsors for the West Sound Rebels. Huge thank you goes out to the Senecal family. And also Swoop Sounds, that's what you're watching right now. You can see it right in the center of the screen and right in the bottom right hand of the screen. That's Swoop Sounds. You can check them out on Instagram at Swoop Sounds. That is the media and the audio that you're seeing right now. We also have Metro Parks of Tacoma to thank. Huge thank you from the West Sound Rebels to Metro Parks of Tacoma. Left Coast Designs and Print. If you have something to design and print, or you need something designed and printed, check out Left Coast Designs and Print for those needs. And last but definitely not least, we have Fat Zach's Pizza. Never trust a skinny chef, I'll tell you a million times. Fat Zach's Pizza, because you know it's good. Okay? Go check out Fat Zach's Pizza. And we are back with the Rebels, getting ready to kick this ball. Let's see how our guy, number 16, Vernon Parker, handles this kick. Looks like
they're
onside.
Trying to go for an onside kick, but they'll call a false start on the offense there. They'll move this ball a few yards to the to the penalty of the Rebels. We also want to take a second to thank our production staff of Swoop Sounds. We've got a couple men on the field, down on the cameras, a few camera switchers in the booth. They've been doing a consistent job these last 3 games. I want to take a second to thank their due diligence and their high-quality production of this stream. Thank you to our production team for putting out a great broadcast.
Absolutely. Huge thank you out to everybody at Swoop Sounds. And then, a thank you out to our viewers as well. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us. I know we got 3 minutes left in the game, but we're going to see how Vernon handles this kick. He kicks that ball back there, and it's received by number 26. And we're going to see how the Sabres respond here. They've had a very explosive return team today, and it looks like he's bouncing off a couple of red jerseys, and it's going to be down right around the 40-yard line, just shy of the 40-yard line for the Sabres on their own 40.
We'll see what this Sabres offense can do with the last few seconds. It looks like a couple players are exchanging real pleasantries, high-fiving, thanking each other for a good game. I mean, it's what you like to see. Yes, it's a rivalry game, but it doesn't look it's as intense as we had expected from either side. You like to see some good sportsmanship. But we'll see what the Sabres offense can do with 2:43 left in the half.
It does seem that a lot of these players understand the concept of iron sharpening iron. We see 2 great teams here with the number 4 and number 6 ranked teams. The Rebels being ranked number 4 and the Sabres being ranked number 6 nationally in the GDFL. And these players understand that this is the season, but this is not the playoffs just yet. There's still a lot of games to be played, and still a lot of, progress to be made.
There's a lot of season left to go. The Rebels have about 5 games left in this regular season. So I don't know if we want to use that playoffs word just yet. But if the Rebels continue to keep this O as they've had in the loss column, I don't think that word is out of the question. But again, I think this coaching staff has done a fantastic job to continue this, like we've talked about this team culture, right? You've seen it on the field as players are giving each other high five, they're helping each other up. They've been giving high fives and hyping each other up on the sideline, as you can see on this near side here. A couple players are getting into it and having a blast. That's what you like to see at this game with how dominant the Rebels have been this game. We'll see if the Sabres can do anything here. With about 2:34 left in the game, they'll hand it up the middle.
Handoff to Juice and forearm tackle. That was some supreme grip demonstrated by one of the D linemen right there, or D end. I didn't catch exactly who brought him down right there, but that was, I saw a forearm tackle right there. I saw just grabbing the back of that jersey and tugging Juice directly down. That was a vicious display of strength.
That's why every rep in the weight room counts, right? It doesn't, in the preseason, during the off season, in the preseason when you're training, right? Those reps count, and it's in moments like this where they count the most.
Absolutely, and speaking to what you were saying earlier about playoffs, maybe we shouldn't use that word quite up front this early in the season, but I do want to say that as I was speaking with the offensive coordinator earlier today, he did make it very clear that the main goal of this team is Vegas for that championship.
I mean, all eyes are on Vegas, right? That's where the GDFL National Championship is this year. The Rebels definitely have been hyped up during preseason with a dominant preseason win and with these past few dominant wins over their opponents. Of all these new teams here in the Pacific Northwest, the Rebels have definitely been the one that's been consistent to stand out among the rest. I mean, obviously, yes, you want to see that attitude from a coaching staff. You want to see, hey, all eyes are on that title. That's why we come in day and day out, as we want to play for a title. And obviously, with the GDFL being a development league, right, we want to see some of these players it's almost bittersweet to say goodbye, right? We want to see these players advance in their careers. We want to see them continue to level up in a way, to continue their professional careers. But you also want to see, winning a championship's kind of why you come in as a team, right? But as an individual, you want to see your career grow, and that's what the GDFL is about. We want to develop these players to be good young men and want to get them out there into the different leagues above the GDFL.
Absolutely. And so we have the Sabres lining up on the line of scrimmage. The snap, and there's a small fumble. Number 26 recovers the ball. He's running straight up the line, looking for a hole. Wow, he passes the line of scrimmage, looking for 8, 9, 10, past the first down, and out to the side. Very impressive recovery of that ball.
Got a first down and more, but it looks like there's a Sabres player down who looks like he's holding that left shoulder.
Looks like so it looks like he's scooted a little bit, and there may be something either with the shoulder or the knee.
I didn't. Did you see how he went down?
Yeah, it looks like it may be with his right leg. It looks like we have some medical staff out there checking out his leg, and we have a great show of respect by both sides, taking a knee, allowing for the medical staff to get to that player and athlete as swiftly as possible. And we've said it a couple times, this is a full contact sport. These are very large, full grown men, 250, 300 pounds, running, competing with all of their effort. And, sometimes we get some collisions that are a little bit more than just kind of hard, and this is a full contact sport. And so injuries are a part of it, but we never like to see that, again, great show of respect by both sides, taking a knee and respectfully, giving the space that the athlete and the medical staff needs to tend to that athlete.
Well, with 1:38 left, again, we want to thank you for joining us on this broadcast here of the West Sound Rebels here on Swoop Sound Cinemedia. We're glad to have you along with us as these last few seconds are going down, as they're helping that young man up to get him off the field, and hopefully it's not too hard of an injury. It's something you can walk off as he's being helped off the field. Well, hopefully we want to see hopefully no more injuries for the rest of this game. Looks like a lower calf injury. So our thoughts and prayers go out to that young man for that injury. That's a hard one.
All right, and the referees are resuming play.
And I believe it is a running clock here in the last 2 minutes of the game. So we'll see the Sabres if they can produce anything in their last drive of the game. Yep. It is first down.
And 1 minute and 23 seconds left in the game. Sabres line up on the ball. 1st and 10 on the Rebels' 44-yard line. Oh, a little bit of an interesting hit in the backfield right there. Looks like the referee didn't care too much about that.
That was number 14, Jason Wiley, on the carry, gaining some yards and gaining some yards there from a broken play. It'll be second down in their side of the field as the clock's running down here with 55 seconds left in the game. We'll see if the Sabres can produce anything on this, what looks like probably final play of the game here.
All right, the snap back to the Sabres. Long pass intended for number 3, and it looks like it is intercepted successfully by number 37. That is a Braxton Seach. So excellent interception by Braxton Seach, number 37.
Kind of justifiably, almost poetic, if you will, at the end of this game kind of ends with an interception, because the Rebels defense really, it's kind of been a story about defense. This Rebels defense has had an answer to every single thing the Sabres offense threw at them. Every running question, every passing question. The Sabres just were frustrated. They couldn't get out on their own to do anything, as these Rebels are probably going to take victory formation here at the end of this game. I mean, overall, as a Sabres performance, it is going back to the drawing board, see what we can draw up for next week. But then as a Rebels performance, again, maintaining that consistently, stay on top of it, as we're trying for one more to the man of the day. But just through the hands of Corey Klingenberg, trying to see if he can get one more touchdown on the day, trying to stat pack.
Yeah, and it looks like the clock is at 23 seconds. So very short time left in this game. Currently, the Rebels are at 46 points and the Sabers with 8 points.
And again, if you are in the Tacoma area, we would love to have you down here at Mount Tahoma Stadium in Tacoma. If you're not already, please follow the West Sound Rebels on Facebook. You can get all the updates, different, looks like a few extracurriculars there on the play. But follow us on social media. You'll see all these updates. If you're not subscribed already to us on YouTube, feel free. You can go back and watch these games, watch some highlights. We'd love to have you as part of the West Sound Rebels family. Subscribe to us on any social platform. Again, it's been a very dominant rivalry game. The Rebels and the Sabers have kind of looked each other in the eye, and the Rebels really didn't. They really didn't flinch. It was kind of a dominant performance by the Rebels, kind of what you expect of your number 4 team in the nation. And I'm thinking that number is going to change, and I think it's going to go a little bit higher this next week.
Quite a dominant performance today. We'll break that down in just a moment, but we have the clock winding down, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. That is our game, with the Rebels pulling out the win, bringing them to 3-0 on the season. Rebels with 46 points, Sabers with 8 points. We mentioned it earlier, but we came into this game with 2 undefeated teams, and now we have one that remains.
There's one team undefeated left in the Pacific Northwest. The Rebels successfully handed the Sabers their first L, and the Rebels get to keep the O as they succeed to 3-0, as the players are given high fives and handshakes and congratulations are in order. But this rivalry was really one-sided all game. Like we've said, the Sabers will match up next week against the Warriors next Saturday night. And your West Sound Rebels will face up against the Knights here at Mount Tahoma Stadium. I believe that game's at 6 p.m. I think we're going to hear from a few more of our sponsors before we wrap up here.
Yeah, so the West Sound Rebels would like to thank a few of our sponsors. Toyota of Olympia. If you're out in the Olympia area, please check out Toyota of Olympia for any of your car or truck needs. We also have Joel Gibson Jr. Thank you so much for your support of the West Sound Rebels. Trace Seaton Movie House in Bremerton. If you're out in Bremerton, make sure to check out Trace Seaton Movie House. And if you're getting a little older, as we all are, and your back's getting a little stiff, you twist your back up, maybe you're out there working, doing some framing, doing some landscaping, mowing the lawn, whatever it may be, and twist your back up, go check out Harbor Life Chiropractic PC in Gig Harbor. For any of your chiropractic needs, that is Harbor Life Chiropractic PC in Gig Harbor. And Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma. If you're in the market for a dispensary, the choice is clear. Clear Choice Dispensary in Tacoma. McLeod's Grill House in Bremerton. If you find yourself in the Bremerton area, beautiful area in Washington State, then check out McLeod's Grill House for any of your food needs. We also have Hops and Drops in Silverdale. If you find yourself in the Silverdale area, which is also another beautiful area out on the peninsula of Washington State, and you need a libation of some kind of beer, a nice Northwest IPA, real bitter, very hoppy, go check out Hops and Drops in Silverdale. Woodridge Vision Clinic in Port Orchard. Life doesn't have to be blurry. Get some of that HD life with some glasses or the contacts that you need. Woodridge Vision Clinic in Port Orchard. We'd also like to thank the Clark brothers very much for their continued support. And, of course, Bacavino Winery. Go check out Bacavino Winery with friends, family, or significant others. Mr. and Mrs. Myers in Bremerton, thank you so much for your continued support of the West Sound Rebels. And we also have Northwest Athletic Apparel. If you have any apparel needs, go check out Northwest Athletic Apparel. Cloyce and Mike Construction in Bremerton. Thank you so much for your continued support of the West Sound Rebels. That is Cloyce and Mike Construction in Bremerton. Check them out. We also have the Senecal family. Thank you so much. And, of course, how could we not mention Swoop Sounds? That is what you are watching right now. That is the media company that is giving you this visual and audio experience. Thank you so much to Swoop Sounds. You can check them out on Instagram at Swoop Sound. Metro Parks of Tacoma. Thank you so much for your continued support. That's Metro Parks of Tacoma. And of course, we have Left Coast Designs and Print. For any of your designs and print needs, check out Left Coast Designs and Print. And then our man, Fat Zach's Pizza. You know, never trust a skinny chef. Go check out Fat Zach's Pizza. If you got a hankering for pizza, that's the place to go. Fat Zach's Pizza. All right.
Well, he's Zach McCartley. My name is Christopher Ketzel, and on behalf of our whole production team here at Swoops Media, thank you for watching our broadcast, and we hope to see you next week.